Welcome to another episode of Loose Talk Podcast.
Are we live?
Are we live?
Yeah, we're live.
We're live.
Yeah.
We have a legend in the building.
Yeah, straight up.
Let me just say that.
Of course,
yes. I throw my salutes, man.
I'm not going to ask Princess what episode this is.
You can't even ask because the way we are recording it now.
Yeah.
We can release anyone now. We are hot.
We could just let it go.
The vault's not the heavy now.
Anyways, we have Ayomide Augustine Babio, better known as Blackface in the building.
Hey.
Much love, man. What's up, man?
We've been on and off,
On and off.
Interestingly, we never spoke on the phone.
Yeah, what's up,
really?
man?
We just did.
What's up, man? Nice.
We just did WhatsApp all through.
Yeah.
All through to him getting here to the office. We did WhatsApp all through.
Yeah.
That's what's up.
And I really respect it and I really appreciate you coming through.
Much love.
We've been talking about this for weeks.
Yeah, you guys are doing a great job, man.
Thank you, man.
I know they watch some, I follow, make I know as it be when I reach. I say, man, this will don't put me for us. Anyway, I don't need to fear. My come face my, they say face your fears.
Yeah.
Or face your challenges, or face whatever kind of thing they want to try at you.
Word.
I say I need to come join on that today, man. The traffic was hectic though, but it's all good.
Thank you for coming through, man.
Podcast, you understand?
Yeah.
So now they make it happen.
Thank you for coming through, man.
Much love, man.
We started off by him, just autographing, your CDs here.
Almost a CD, so.
Yeah.
Bunch of CDs.
Almost a CD, so. Don't be only me do all of them, only me do all this one.
Yeah, you have the three Plantashun Boiz album here too, but your albums are here as well. I don't have Ghetto Child. I'm still looking for the album, the hard copy.
Okay.
That's a classic record.
My debut.
Yeah, your solo debut.
I just do some sounds before that.
Don't say you just do some sounds. There's some very hot records there, man.
Yes, Hard Life. There's Hard Life in there.
Yeah. Show me the way.
There's Show Me, there's Even Pain Me.
Yeah.
There's Carry Us.
There's
some sounds.
What?
Tunes.
We'll come to your solo debut. Let's just go back to the very beginning.
Okay.
You were born in Obalinde.
Yes, Creek Hospital
really?
in Obalinde.
It surprised me when
When people think he's from,
I was doing some research and I just saw born in Obalinde.
Yes, so
How?
I was born in Obalinde. Creek Hospital now because my father was in the army, so you see the Dam Barracks is just so close by. And so I was born there.
How did you meet your mom?
In Lagos here, of course.
Giddy.
And that's been some time. Their story is long. I didn't get their own story. You understand? But she rests in peace now, and my dad is still back at home.
Rest in peace.
You understand what I'm saying?
So okay, you were born in Obalinde. Did you grow up? Did you school? You schooled in Obalinde. Did you school in Lagos?
Yeah, I schooled. I think I would have done some of my starting education. I think I would have started in Obalinde there, I think. But we didn't stay in Obalinde for too long, like in Lagos for too long. Mm-hmm. From there, we went to Calabar. And Calabar, we were in Goja, we were in Abak. So I really started schooling there. Then from there, we moved from there and went to, where did you go after then? Went to, I think we went to Makurdi. From Makurdi, we now went back to Otukpo. And my father had like different places that he stayed in Calabar.
So he was serving?
Yes.
So they were transferring
him from one place to the other.
Wow.
So we now to follow the train now. We took our shots.
And how did that add to like your influences? Because you were soaking up different cultures, at a very young age.
Yeah, I was. Different ones because I met different kinds of people. Change school, new friends now. I need to adapt to the society that I'm in just now, stuff like that. Yeah. So it's just normal now. If your papa be soldier, you must follow with the transfer. Nothing you fit do, and you must get used to it. So that's me for you.
So your dad would just say, see you guys, we're moving again, no?
We once the motor don't set, we know send a movement. We don't need to ask anything. You understand what I'm saying? So that's it basically though.
I mean,
so I just move. till I ended up in Otukpo, where my father decided to settle. And then
was he still in the army then, or he had?
No, he had already retired from the army. So I decided to go and school in Makurdi because I didn't want to school in Otukpo. I wanted to school somewhere different.
So it was that same old, I think it happened to me as well, where you don't want to go to the same school where your parents are, in the same state, because you want to be your own man, you want to be free.
Start something of yourself, new environments and stuff.
So why Makurdi of all places?
There was a school, St. Gabriel's. Mount St. Gabriel's Secondary School in Makurdi. So I heard about the school and I was like, I wanted to go to the school. So I wrote the entrance and I chose the school and I passed and I went to the interview. And the first thing my principal, Mr. Angus Fraser, said was, you got some easier questions, but when you come into the school proper, you're going to have more difficult questions.
Wow.
I knew I'd already passed to enter the school, so it was just like that.
How was it like growing up in like the early 80s in Nigeria? I consider the late 80s and early 90s the best time in Nigeria. But a lot of people say, it was the early 80s, of course, because I don't know why. They just say it's the early 80s, the late 70s, early 80s. How was it like growing up in that era?
Man, we will not really worry much about time frame of what we see at a particular time, economy, how the economy is affecting us at a particular time. No. Someone like me, I was just worried about what I want to do, music I want to put out. And music was already calling me, and I was just thinking of music. So if I was buying a pick milk at about maybe 120 naira before, and I'm buying it now 170 naira, that's not my problem. My problem is just get my vibes out there for the people to understand I have something going on in my head. And that's just what my own was.
How did that start? How did the music thing start?
Well, when you dey house now, when you get papa where they like to play music, and you get mama where like to sing, so I just picked it up like that, and listening to what they play, and when my mama sings, I can't say, man, make myself write one, we then go sing now. Why not then people go to sing other ones, and no one will be say me put down. No, I need to put something down so that they can sing along, and that's how the zeal to write songs started coming to my head.
What were your early influences, musical influences? Was it hip-hop, was it R&B?
I listened to virtually everything. Rap music, Bobby Brown, to any song that was out there, man, I was interested. Just to hear the bass line, or to hear the way the artist was going to use the vocals, or how the artist was going to use the lyrics, or how the artist was going to put the music together. It was interesting. It was like a movie to me. So every new song I hadn't heard before was always interesting. I wanted to hear every part of it. So that's just the way my music for me started. And so I started like, I think I need to write something of my own.
Can you remember the first song you ever wrote?
The first song I ever wrote was You and I.
What? Which you and I? Which you and I? Is it you and I that we know?
Yes.
Was he in Makurdi or in Lagos or where?
Well, were you still in St. Gabriel?
No, I was.
We're fucking up the timeline here.
I was in IMT. I was in IMT then.
Okay,
I was in IMT then. But I was, I was going to IMT from Otukpo. So in my father's house, I have my own boys' quarter spot where I would stay and write my music. So the first song I ever decided to write was You and I.
God damn.
And so I sang it to my friend then, and it was like, wow, where did you get this from? And I'm like, man, I wrote it. And so we decided to put it in our first demo. And
no, Blackface, we're not going to do it like this. We're going to take our time. We're going to take our time. Wow, You and I.
Huge record.
So you had left St. Gabriel, you were now in IMT.
In IMT, yes.
Right? Institute of
Management and Technology.
In Enugu.
Yes.
So you left Makurdi, went back to Enugu.
Yeah.
Why did you go back to? Why did you choose Enugu again?
Enugu, after I finished from St. Gabriel's, I didn't want to school in my town.
Yeah.
I wanted to explore again. Yeah. So when I finished, I was like, man, what will I do now? I don't want to go to Ugbokolo Polytechnic, which is in Benue State. And I didn't want to go to Benue State University. I just wanted to go somewhere else. And Enugu was the first place that came to my mind. And so I heard about the Institute of Management and Technology, and I said, okay, I think I'll go there.
What did you study there?
Business Administration and Management. And so I just decided to go there and study.
One day we need to talk about the music influence from Enugu.
Yeah, it's very huge because a lot of people,
shout
shout out to City, man.
Shout out to Cold City. Shout out to the 042. Shout out to Illblaze. Shout out to Illblaze. Shout out to Be Elect.
Yeah, Be Elect.
Shout out to Ella Joe. Shout out to Slow Dog. Shout out to Nigga Raw.
Shout out to Corporate G. Shout out to Adim too. You never heard of this thing?
No, those are the guys. Those are the background guys.
Shout out to TJ.
I miss those guys, man.
Yeah.
Shout out to Dekumzi. Shout out to Desperate Chicks.
Yeah. I wonder where that girl is now, though.
Yeah. I know she went solo and did her own thing. What was her name
the
again?
particular one.
Mad
vocals, man.
Yeah, mad vocals.
God.
Signed with Fino, blah blah blah. Whatever.
Nice.
So how did those, like the IMT, how did you groom me musically? Like, so just tell us how the music scene was.
Or the town, I mean, how
The
Enugu.
music scene was really was something else.
This was in 96, 97.
This was around 93.
Yeah.
93, 94.
Not to make you
92,
feel.
93, 94 within that time.
Not to make you feel
You
old.
understand what I'm saying? It's all
But in
good.
93, I was in primary 3.
Oh, for you though. That's what's up. That's a time shot blast.
Yeah.
You know, so it was really a competitive environment for
music.
people like me and people like Adim 2, Corporate G, Nigga Raw, Smart.
Nigga Raw was there too.
Of course, Smart and the rest of us, because we used to hang out under the tree and
Kick bars.
it's all about who has the newest bars, who has the newest lines. It wasn't all about, you're the one that feel like you're on top of the world, and you're the one that feel like nobody can touch you. It wasn't like that. It was all about, let's see what you got. Let's see what's new. And it was fun.
Kick these bars.
And that's what we were doing, you know. But then we're like, man, it's time to take this to the next level. And so that's why me and my colleague then tagged up, and we decided to come to Lagos and start professionally.
Hold on.
You know,
hold on.
so
Black,
it's
black. You're fast forwarding. I don't like what's going on.
Because that's obviously let's get to my
It's
question.
very easy.
Yo.
It's so.
I know.
It's so
For people,
sharp.
we need to.
Because a lot of this is not documented out there for
People don't know this thing.
People don't know.
Yeah.
Your first name
Yeah.
was Barrister the Pirate.
Damn.
First time when I started,
Yeah.
they started calling me the Pirate in my secondary school because I wanted to play a basketball match, and they were looking for a jersey for me. Now everybody had the jerseys and I did not. They had one, but that one they had Barrister on top of it,
Yeah.
and it could not wipe.
Okay.
So they tried as much as possible to clean the name of the jersey. It couldn't wipe. I had to use the jersey like that. So the name stuck because once I take that 3-point, Barrister, and it's not my name. So everybody started calling me Barrister. And stuff, you know? So it stuck on me because of the jersey I wore.
Yeah.
And so
Secondary
I was
school
like,
names
man,
can be just
God.
weird. Like, just listen to just give you one name.
Barrister.
So they started calling me Barrister Ochos because I'm Ocholi.
Yeah.
So Barrister Ochos, you know. So from there they call me Stinochos. From there,
Barrister
stuff
Stinochos.
like that. So, and the Pirate was when I was in IMT. I wanted to be like Slick Rick, cover one of my eyes and bring something different. But I was like, Slick Rick is already covering his eyes. Man, I can't be doing something that somebody else is doing. Man, stuff like that. So when I started professionally, that name Pirate, I had to look for something else to cover it up and go for Blackface at that time, Then decided to change it to Blackface Naija, So
Blackface being, of course, you were dark, and was that it?
Yes, that was it. Because I had a friend, Augustine, in my class who was light. And so they're looking for Augustine. They'll be like, which Augustine are you looking for? The blackface or the one with...
Okay.
So the blackface just stuck
Just
to me,
stuck to
and
you.
everybody started calling me Blackface. And I couldn't run away from it. It just stick like that,
Hooking up with Two-Face in IMT. I mean, how did you guys hook up?
No, Two-Face was in my secondary school.
Oh, really?
Yes, he was in my secondary school in Miles and Gabriel's. I was
The biographies
I
never don't
was
say
a
that.
year ahead of him, you know. So you know, we actually had his what's it called? His uncle, who was Nazi. We call him Nazi rap, you know. So Nazi rap. So when I saw Innocent, I was like, "Yo, what's up? What's your name?" He said, "My name is Innocent." I said, "Who's your father in this school?" I was like, "He's Nazi rap." I said, "Okay, so that means if that's Nazi rap, then you must be Ini rap."
Oh, okay.
Ini rap.
So from there, he got that name, Ini rap.
Ini
And people
rap.
started calling him Ini rap, Ini rap, Ini rap.
So then it was just straight hip hop for you guys. Hip hop.
It was just music. The music didn't really have a particular genre for me to stay on. Because in the school we had people that could do reggae music.
Yeah.
We had people that could do R&B music. People could do all types because there's competition at every end of the
Level.
year.
Yeah.
So you must represent your class or represent your
Department.
your dormitory.
Yeah.
So you just have to bring your A game or else. I'm on no cow for now.
Countless.
No cow, so you
Countless.
must win it. So it
Yeah.
was all about everybody trying to be on their A game. But I wasn't doing music like I was just sitting and watching, but I was in a dance group and all that, and you know, thinking music in my head, but I wasn't really performing at that time. You know, so that's school.
Yeah.
School time.
Yeah, school time.
Secondary school time.
Talk to me about, talk to us about originality, how original you had and authentic you had to be at that time. And, you know, not copying the next person, you know, beside you because he was doing something that you have to start doing it, or what was raining on TV at the time. Because it seems like
come up with your own style.
back then you guys were like more original.
Yeah, originality to me every time at that time was the watchword, was the first thing I always put forward. Because I already known that if you can't bring something new, there's no need to come into the industry. You know, and as well as they said, nothing interests the industry like a new face.
True.
So when there's a new face, people get crazy about the new face. Want to see what the new face got, what's he going to sing, how long is he going to stay, blah, 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 blah. I'd already known all these rudiments, you understand what I'm saying? But I now realized that, man, you have to be original to stay. Because if you're not original, I already know what had happened to Milli Vanilli and the rest of them. And, you know, I'd already know what had happened to people that are taking some people's songs and, you know, they've taken them to court and they paid fines and all those kind of things. So when I met Two-Face and we're talking music, he was singing a song. And I asked him, that song you're singing, did you write it or is somebody else's song? So that was the first question I ever asked him in regard to his own musical professionalism.
Yeah.
If it was his song or somebody else's song. And he said he wrote it. I was like, okay, that's nice. I write some too. Maybe sometime you find some time and come to my yard and maybe we can sit down and talk some more music as far as you write music.
If he had said, no, it wasn't my song.
That would have been no ties.
Look at God.
Oh,
damn it.
God damn it.
There would have been no ties at all. There would have been no ties.
So that's the level you play at. That level of originality. You have to be authentic.
I have to be authentic. I have to create. If I can't create, spin my head to create, what am I doing? Trying to, you know, revamp dead songs. You know, I couldn't do that. You understand what I'm saying? So I just try to be as authentic as much as possible. It's very, very important for me. You know?
When did you and Two-Face, you know, think about it and say, you know what?
Did you guys meet again in IMT?
Yes,
Yeah, it
we
was
went to
the
IMT, of course,
IMT.
because he came there to meet me in school because he had already been trying to make his music kick off. And you know, for your music to kick off, it's not a joke. It's like a plane to take off. When it takes off, it can float. But if it doesn't take off, there's a big problem, my brother. You know, so he was looking for a way for the music to take off. And he came to me. By then, he had already gone to University of Jos. I met some other people like Semila and the rest of them, you know. And I wasn't really in Jos, so I didn't know the crew that much. I only knew, because hearing what he's doing out there, you understand, because I'm making music too. And if anybody's saying some people are making some beatbox and some people are doing some beating them chest somewhere, definitely I'm going to hear. You know, so I was like, man, he came to IMT and met me and said he has some, you know, stuff he needs to tackle about his music. and he feels I'm the only one that can help him out with it. And I'll be like, what's the problem? And he tells me like this and that and that. And well, for me, this is what you do. If you don't want this to get caught up with this is what you do. You can't be jumping from one band to the other band and from one band to the other band.
Yeah.
And you're not going to get your music off the ground. You know, and I was ready to go to my solo career. I was already preparing. Yeah. And I was preparing to come as a rap artist. I was not preparing to come as an R&B singer.
Blackface got bars, man.
Got bars.
So those people that didn't know me
Blackface got
about
bars.
rap,
Yeah.
you know, I wanted to like just come out straight and do my rap music. But I hooked up with an R&B singer, so, you know, so we started being like, yo, you sing now, I'm gonna do the rap, I'm gonna try to start the verse.
Yeah.
You know, then I started developing myself like, you know, being a singer. To be a singer, I really had to develop myself and learn from people and listen to tapes and listen to people as a render and follow all those chords, follow all those keys.
Who were the key people you were listening to back then?
So many. But I eventually wanted to sing everything. I wanted to sing everything. Any key note in the throat, I want to sing it. Yeah. But if it's too high for me, I just
just chill.
You know, I just let it go. Yeah. Till Craig David came.
Yeah.
And when Craig David came, he brought that R&B to a level that was comfortable.
Everybody
that I could also ride.
Yeah.
Now you're talking. You understand what I'm saying? And so it's music, man. It just did transform.
So, when did you guys, you know, make this decision to be a group?
Come on. When I was in IMT, I said I was going to do my musical career already.
Yeah, you were about kicking it off.
So I told him that, I told Two-Face then that if I'm going to do this, I can't be pushing myself and pushing you. So there's only one thing we could do. Maybe we're just going to form a group. So be a duo. And we can start off. And
those were kind of popping then.
You know, so
then he wasn't Two-Face.
Then he was Eli.
Okay.
Which is Lord in rap.
Oh.
Eli. We used to call him Eli.
Okay.
You know, but when I was coming to start professionally, I am Blackface.
You are Blackface already. Okay.
So it can't be just Blackface and another different name. So Blackface, Two-Face.
So
you understand?
So how did the name? I mean, how did he change from? I mean, I should be asking him this question, but hey, he's not here.
Yeah.
You know. So how did you? How did he change from Li to Two-Face?
Yeah, because the Li wasn't a professional name.
It wasn't catchy.
It wasn't catchy. It wasn't professional enough. And so I had to talk to him about using the name Two-Face.
Oh, you brought the name, you coined the name Two-Face?
Yeah, I put it on the table, man. These are names. You got to choose some, man. Choose. Which one I'm going to choose?
Boom.
Damn. This is just you that giving somebody a career, like
a
name.
Yeah.
That's very
name Two-Face is...
The name Two-Face is...
And see, when these things happen, the energy is there.
They are just aligning.
They just align.
Yeah.
They just align.
Yeah.
So then, how did the name Plantashun Boiz then come about?
Yeah, you know, doing the solo stuff on my own and him doing his own, and I said, look, I can't be pushing me and pushing you. Maybe we need to form a team.
Yeah.
And so we decided, what name are we going to bear? Now we thought about different names. We thought about, because we have, our families have their houses in Benue, in Otukpo, and we call Otukpo Texas. You know, so Texas, so we're thinking like we should be Texas passes. Now the Texas, we couldn't be like Texas, because Texas is in America,
Yeah.
And Otukpo is not America.
Definitely.
So we now try to short it to TXS. So TXS passes, you know, which you know that the TXS is for Texas, Otukpo, where we're from. You know, so we bear that name as well. Man, it wasn't really catchy.
It wasn't
working.
I need some that's going to be catchy. Until my mind now went to Plantashun Boiz.
You again.
Why? Why Plantashun Boiz?
Because Plantashun Boiz, being in Benue, there was less development.
Yeah, it wasn't developed.
It wasn't so developed.
The food basket of the nation, right?
Yes, and we didn't have factories, we didn't have stuff, so...
Plantation, basically.
I was just in chains, you know, just in chains in that town, and I was like, man, this song is talking about also, because I was listening to the Bonnie M, Plantation Boiz, the new money is done, and yesterday's chains are broken in two. Plantation Boiz. So a new money is done, and yesterday's chains are broken in two, which means the slavery of yesteryear is definitely going to pass. So that means they're talking about us, because this is plantation that we are in, and we're trying to get ourselves to the next level. So I think this is Plantashun Boiz.
Damn.
This is talking about us. And luckily for us, we even have like a signal tune already, which the Bonnie M have already done. So it was just okay for us to just
click
into that. And I said, I think this is the name we should use. And we will have an introductory sound for it already. Tell me how many artists out there have a song that called their name?
Nobody. Think about it.
Bragging rights.
There are very few.
Yeah, they're very few.
From Boys to Men, where Johnny Gill did, these are the things that change Boys to Men. So how many songs are you going to find? Jealousy. I don't think you have anything like that as Jealousy. But Plantashun Boiz. There's a song.
There's a song.
Can't miss this up.
And
that's how we chose that name.
That is mad.
That was mad.
That is crazy.
That's just
that is crazy.
So at this time, you guys were still in IMT?
By then, in IMT. Because IMT, Enugu is close to Otukpo. So just like coming. If you're not in IMT, we are back at home, deciding what to do, how we're going to get the music off. And I was like, man.
Had you started recording any records at this time? Or you were just writing and performing?
Before I finished my ND2, we hooked up with Celeb Boss brother, Okeoku.
What?
Okay, you know Okeoku?
Who? Celeb Boss brother?
Yes, now Okechukwu. You don't know Okechukwu?
I have no idea.
Nope.
You should know Okechukwu now. He does movies, videos.
Wow.
He's Celeb Boss' senior brother.
Damn.
So we met him and in Enugu, and it was through a guy called Kevin Ugu. And Kevin Ugu wanted to do a jingle for his program. Just like when you want to do a loose podcast, you get different artists, someone do his own.
Then you could always fix it.
So we now did
your own,
a jingle for Kevin Ugu. You understand? So doing the jingle for Kevin Ugu, it was Okeoku that recorded the jingle. And so that was the first time we did a digital recording.
Wow.
So after doing that jingle, the jingle became like a national anthem in the whole school in Enugu. It was like a song. And it was like, to the extent that other DJs will request to play the jingle and they'll be thinking like it's a song. So after doing that jingle, I was like, man, this guy has to do our demo. And so we talked to him about our demo, and he told us come to the studio. We did the demo. We did like about 10 songs about that time, put it in a tape. And
that's what I'm talking about.
When we finished from there, we brought the project to Lagos.
Damn.
Okay.
The production to Lagos. We didn't have datas. Because we couldn't keep those datas. It was in reel-to-reel tapes and stuff. But we just had our tape. So we had to bring that tape, came to Lagos, till we got a producer. This is the songs we want to release. Okay. And they have to go to the studio to remix that.
Sure. Okay, now that you're in Lagos.
Hey,
No, let me say what.
Yes.
So
let me get you a drink.
Yeah.
For all of us that are in Lagos.
Look at reach for
it's fine.
Okay.
For any kid or teenager in the 90s that was in Lagos, I think the first time we heard of Plantashun Boiz was the station is 2, the channel is 5. You remember that jingle?
The station is 2, the channel is 5.
Every Sunday.
Every Sunday, and the beat goes on.
How did Plantashun Boiz now hook up with Kalikwe to do that?
Kalikwe, God bless Kalikwe.
I watched that
particular episode. Then the show, they now brought a lot of artists and they brought Plantashun Boiz for the first time. I watched that episode. So how did you guys hook up with
him? God bless Kalikwe, because, when we came, we didn't have a video. Yeah, thanks, bro. We didn't have a video.
Yeah.
And so we couldn't go to any TV
place,
program.
Yeah.
But I'd already told my friend that, look, we don't really have to wait for video. I just walk straight to the television station. Let's just walk in there. And so we went to Kalikwe's program. And Kalikwe now directed us to go to Maza Maza to go and meet DJ 'Eddie High Groove. And do audition. And so we went to Kalikwe program. And Kalikwe now directed us to go to Maza Maza to go and meet DJ 'Eddie High Groove. And do audition. And do Then if we do audition, the DJ will tell him if we
you guys
passed
passed
or
or not.
qualified to come or not.
See the process.
I said, look, Chief, that place far. We don't feel good there.
Maza.
And the Maza was just opposite where we were in First Stack.
Oh,
Yeah.
okay.
Because we are in 201
Yeah.
and this is Maza.
Yeah.
But it's far, man. Can we do the audition right now? Right now? He said, you want to do the audition right now? I said, yeah. He said, you don't have guitars, you don't have anything. How are you going to sing? I said, don't worry, we got that covered. He said, okay, fine. Let's see what you got. And then we started harmonizing. I was like, wow. For real though? Okay. You guys come to my program. So time. And then I'll give us time to come on Sunday. But before then, he called us before he passed to go to the program. And he made sure he picked us up to take us from First Stack and take us to the program so we'll not be late.
Wow.
That's why I say God bless Kali.
Kali.
And so
Real
he made sure that we will not be late for the program. And that was how Plantashun Boiz got
the
on
first
the first
exposure.
National airtime.
I watched that
Exposure.
episode. I was me and my
You
dad.
understand?
We were
Yeah.
at home. We put on the TV and I watched it. And Kalikwe said, Plantashun Boiz, they're the new guys. They're ready to blow. I cannot forget.
That's what's up.
I watched it.
That's what's up.
Big moment.
It's a big moment.
Yeah.
How did you guys hook up with
That was
Faze?
without face, right?
Yeah.
That was that phase because, Faze was based in Lagos already.
Lyricalogy.
But me, I came, him as Lyrical Urge.
Yeah,
you know?
Very cool.
So when I came to Lagos, we went to do, what's it called? Rape Hour anniversary. Second year anniversary. You understand? No, third year anniversary.
98.
Rape Hour
97.
is 3.
When did Rape Hour
It's the
start?
third anniversary. So it's 3. Because I remember the rhyme of the 3 anniversary.
Yeah.
So it was their third year. And so we went there and they were like, we should do a jingle for them after the interview. And we now decided to do a jingle for them for their third year anniversary. So me and Tuface just went straight to the studio, wrote something fastly, talked about the harmony, blah, 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 recorded it for the anniversary and we left.
Sharp.
So when we recorded, before we got home, they started playing it. And then
So play as they hot.
As they hot.
So Faze was tuned to the radio and he heard us singing. And I was like, wow, who are these guys singing? And they told him, it's Plantashun Boiz. They're somewhere in 2-1. He said, please take me there. And then he came. And then I was there. I was like, yo, what's up, man? There's somebody looking for you. I said, yeah, okay, who is he? I saw this guy standing. What's up, bro? What can I do for you? He said, man, I'm Lyrical Urge, man. I saw you guys, I heard you guys played on the radio, man. You guys are bad, man. You guys. I said, yeah, man. How you doing, man? What's popping? You sing too? He said, yeah, man, I sing, man, I rap, man. Okay, it's fine. So we got talking. Yeah. And from there, I started talking about music. So from there, me and him became friends.
Oh, okay.
So if Two-Face is not around, me and Faze will be sitting and talking music. And I found out that he had skills. And he had so much skills. So I was just always talking to him how to harness his skills, what to do, how to keep his mind going, and how not to lose focus on his vibes and all that. So that's what I was basically doing. So I did that till the time, and I said, man, there's no need for this guy to just be somebody I'll be talking about music with. He's not going to be on my team. So it's better for him to join this team because there's a third harmony even missing in this
Trio.
our group. It's just unison all through. We need a different vocal, and I think we should employ these guys.
A&R extraordinary.
This is A&R.
I was
simple.
I was talking with Two-Face as well that we should join him. We should join him to the group. I know it took some time till he finally agreed that we should join him to the group. So that's how Faze joined.
Now that you guys are written like most of your debut album, songs on your debut album.
Yeah, we had written like our debut.
Because I remember you and I.
Before Faze joined us, we had written songs that were like, man, we could do like 4 or 5 albums.
Yeah.
God damn.
Already. We were so ready. We just
I don't
didn't
think,
have
if
a
I'm
problem.
mistaken, I think the first you and I had only you and Two-Face on it, right?
It has only me and Two-Face still.
But later on,
because there's
then-
no verse. There's
There's no
Faze.
verse on
There's
this.
no
Face.
yeah.
There's no
Faze,
verse. It's knocked me off.
Knock me
It's
off.
knocked me off, yeah.
But coming to knock me off, before we get to knock me off, I just want to add 2 things. First is, there was a lot of collaboration then. Like everybody, people used to think in groups, or people just wanted to collaborate together. It was very, what's the word? There was a lot of unity. you meet someone and the energy was just there. Let's collaborate. Let's do stuff together.
Yeah, I think then was because it was the zeal. The zeal there was because of the love of the music. It was not because of the love of what one's going to get out of music, but the love of the fact that I want to put something down that people will see and relate and listen and have one or two to take from it. We're not even concerned about how much money was going to be made from it, or because there was nothing like streaming online. There was nothing like downloads. There was nothing like
nothing.
Buying it. It was strictly physical.
No instant gratification.
You understand what I'm saying? So we weren't really worried so much about it, but till this other stuffs came. Now you want to feature somebody, now he's going to tell you, okay, the person wants to use my fan base and make money for himself, so I'm not going to feature on the track. Stuff like that starts to happen because people think they get too smart for the music. You understand what I'm saying? And it's just not really going well.
It's true, man. Back then, everybody was collaborating with
just for the,
everybody.
For the
Since everybody in Festac was doing a song with another person in Festac.
Festac was the capital of music in Nigeria.
It was hot back then. It was popping.
All right, so before hooking up with Faze, or maybe you guys had started talking, there was a young man who had just, had issues with his group.
Hey.
Right? He was signed to Kenny's music. He had a fallout with his guys because they were pushing him to the side because they said he wasn't talented and all that.
Yeah.
Okay.
Then all of a sudden, we heard this song on radio.
Man, don't blame me for that song. I just need to do one or two things. Yeah, that's what I'm saying.
I want to move to. Let's just move.
All those times, when you don't do R&B music, sometimes you can't begin want to do rap. You go do a little bit rusty.
Yeah.
You understand what I'm saying? But me, I go try because I just.
Wait, that was not rusty to me. That was
not rusty. That was
This was the first. This is the first rap I memorized in 1999.
You know the funny about this song, especially the video. Back then we had seen these movements going on, like, oh, okay, hip hop in Nigeria is about to take form. But this video was the first video that became the first movement for our generation. Because when we saw that song and we heard your verse, we knew that, this is it right here. They're taking shots at each other, man, and it was huge. I remember when they played it on AIT Jams, it was unbelievable. The next Monday like this, everybody was talking about it in school. Did you see Tetula's video? Did you hear what these guys were saying? Like, they're taking shots at the remedies, man.
Yeah.
Today, I think that's a standard period.
It was the first time we hear, for me, first time we hear a diss song, first time we heard that level of rap.
Yeah.
This was 99, right?
Yeah.
So the tribe were just coming up, tribesmen were just coming up and all that, but these guys had mainstream.
Yeah.
It was mainstream. So
it was
produced. Do you understand?
Two-Face was doing a mad vocal.
Had rough, rugged, and raw on it.
Yeah.
It's a classic. How did Tony Tetula reach out to you guys? Because, of course, Idris and Eddie Remedy, according to Tetula, moved him out, and he felt like he had to go and do his solo thing. How did he hook up with you guys to do that record?
Basically,
because he obviously showed that he needed some help.
Everything happened in the Rothman's Groove. You understand? Everything happened in the Rothman's Groove.
You don't know what Rothman's Groove is right now.
The Rothman's Groove was when the Remedies had problem with Tony Tetula, and I was trying to come in between to tell them, yo, Idris is my friend, and Eddie also is my friend. I'll be like, yo, man, niggas, you can't do this to this guy, man. You guys need this guy in your group because, number one, forget the fact that he doesn't sing, or forget the fact that he's anyhow you want to put him, but I think he's got that
star quality.
That sell for your team.
Yeah.
And nothing about it. Just don't worry about it. But they were really, it was a beginning time. We were all very young. And when we're not really looking so far ahead of our nose, you understand what I'm saying? And so we had this argument, and they were like, no, they're not going to take the thriller back. And I was like, man, Tony, so what's up? He was feeling bad and feeling low. And I said, you can't be feeling bad and feeling low, man. I'm your friend, innit? I'm right here. So what's the problem? The Remedies? There won't be a problem. I'm right here. So let's go. Let's start thinking of your own music that will even surpass their own.
Some A&R engineering.
And so I tuned him into getting ready to do that album. I tuned him, and I got Two-Face to helped me to write, some songs for him. And with me also, like he let him more, his morning time. Yes. My kind of woman, that one I wrote that one for him. And we did some sounds, even be like woman. We sketched all those sounds around the album. You understand what I'm saying? Basically, it's just to let you know that every artist needs some kind of, writers around them, because you just can't be an artist and you say you just want to do everything by yourself. And he was just fortunate at that time that we were writers and we were still his friends, and we could also aid in making the album come out, go with him to the studio, stay late nights and make sure his album is coming out well. That was the love and support then. But you're not going to find that kind of love and support now. Nobody's going to go with you now to the studio and say he's waiting for you to do your project, except the person is your buddy and stays and believes in your dream.
Really believes in your dream.
Or else they're going to say, man, I'm going to go do your song. Wait up, finish.
The funny thing I'm thinking about it now, Plantashun Boiz helped a lot of artists and groups back then. I remember XRP, the first time I ever heard them. XRP,
don't stop till the break of dawn. Do what you want.
It's like Plantashun Boiz, your shit, like you guys.
XRP, and you know who XRP is? Jazzman and Lexidu.
Lexidu.
Babalawo.
That was a record.
That was a record. That was a dope record.
Yeah, so we just try. We do our own beats.
And you see one thing, constant with him, since the story started, he's always the one, trying to fix things. Like, you can do this. Come on, let's do this. Let's do it this way. Let's do it that way. So when that album, when you guys was working on your first album, Faze came and you guys started working on it. How was the process like?
It wasn't so hectic because we already had a stereotype album in place.
A template.
From the template of it, tracks, so it was just about infusing him into some of the tracks, then feature, because there's so much work to be done ahead of time. So it wasn't all about, maybe like football now, you come in this season, you don't get to play so much, you start to get angry that they're not featuring me. No, you have to take wait. Your time. And that's how it was with
Tell us about the record deal.
Tell
us about the record deal.
The record deal with
Nelson Brown.
How did you hook up with Nelson Brown?
How did you even hook up with Nelson Brown?
Nelson Brown, like I said, it was during the Rothman's Groove. After we went to the Rothman's Groove, we went, before the Rothman's Groove, we also went to, We went to a club, and then we saw several people. Ibinaba was there, so many people were there. Olisa Adeboa was there. I don't think you will remember. At that junction, one club like that, some junction by the right. I don't know if it's Pyramid, but it's on the island. It's on the island.
Okay, no problem.
So we were there, and then Nelson Brown was there. And we performed.
For you guys, for the listeners that don't know who Nelson Brown is, Nelson Brown is like the OJB of his time, the Don Jazzy of his time, the Loud Kings of his time.
I'm telling you.
Those keyboards,
so we were like, we performed, and it was like, man, he likes our song, man. And he produces. I was like, hey, you produce? Okay, fine. So we want to make an album. The album won't make. We know what they for all this.
One song.
No. Album won't make.
Testing 1, 2.
Phone never today that time, and a pager and all those kind of things. Back, they go beep you. So in the long run, we now agreed that okay, fine. When we got paid for the Rothman's Groove, we had to take care of our studio and let Nelson Brown take care of that and get ready for us to come back from the tour. So when we came back from the tour, it was straight to the studio because we had already got all those arranged and prepared for. And some of the songs that we had already done, we had Nelson Brown taking care of that one while we were on tour, getting ready to come back. You understand? So
was there any signing between Dove Entertainment and Plantashun Boiz, or it was just a production deal?
There was signing, and the signing was just for production, for distribution.
Okay.
Because we had to make him to have a record company. Because how are we going to distribute this stuff? You can't start giving this thing to people and they start telling you stories. You better own this thing. So me and him talked, and we talked about him having a record company, and he decided to call it Dove Records, and so that's how Dove Records started.
Wow.
Oh my God.
Wow.
Oh my God.
So that's just it. Dove had to kick off because if Dove Entertainment didn't kick off,
nobody would have market. Yeah.
So that was what put the CD out, what put the records out for people to really start to feel.
First time
that
I saw
CD was iconic. The cassettes.
It is.
With the lyrics, everything. Oh,
yeah.
Christ.
The first time I saw Plantashun Boiz ever on TV, I mean with Faze now, was it wasn't even AIT jams, but you guys used the studio. It was smoked up, and you performed. I just can't get you out of my mind.
Classic.
Yeah. Faze wore a bucket hat. I can't
bucket
forget.
Hat.
Imagine
the bucket hats.
All those bucket hats.
Yeah.
Those Oliver Twist kind of hats.
Those bucket hats. That's what he wore.
Okay, that's
the one that schoolboy.
That used to always be the kind of hat he likes to wear.
You wore a bucket hat. You wore a shirt. The shirt had big fat black lines and white. So it was black, white, black, white.
Yeah.
I can't forget that performance, and I would watch that thing because now they would slam it and slam it and slam it and drill it into your minds. And that's when I watched. That was the first video that came out before you guys now ended up shooting the videos and rolling out. When the album came out.
We'll try during that time. We'll try. We just try. We'll try our own level. You understand? But I don't think I have time to try more than we did now.
Yeah.
With the start.
True. And when the album came out, what was the reception like?
Yeah, people really embraced it though. People embraced it. And it was October 1st, 2000 that the album dropped. So
17 years.
It was
17 years ago.
It was really, really, really something. And the people at the Lekki Beach then, because they used to have the Lekki Beach have shows. Yeah. So people, imagine people in the beach getting your tapes. You are sure that when they get to their car, they are playing it. You rest assured that you're spreading one or two messages to some places. So it was really a delight. The wait was worth it. You understand what I'm saying?
How did the shows start coming in?
Basically, the industry strives around when they employ you.
Yeah.
So they don't employ you, there's no industry for you. And so Plantashun Boiz, before they can employ you, you know that you have to be that it thing in the market. And people want to hear you, or people want to watch you perform. Maybe you got dance steps, or you got girls that you bring on stage, or you got energy that you put up with the people on stage. But Plantashun Boiz, it was just blessing because it was just the fact that people just like the variety of having a two-face, having a face, and having a blackface. Yeah. Where this one can come with his rugged voice and do rap, this one can come and sing with his slick voice, this one can come with something else. So it was always about the variety being the spice of life. So it wasn't a problem.
Yeah.
You understand? So shows was coming though, but it's not coming like it's coming now. Because the way the show used to come, that time we used to go to Rothman's Group. It was 10,000 naira now for a show. And we did like 30. It was 10,000 for a show. We did like 30. 30 shows. You travel from here to Sokoto and start moving for 10,000. Can you do that right now? You can't. Nobody can do that right now.
Crazy, man.
Nobody can do that right now.
This was in early 90s.
No, this was 2000.
Yeah. Do you understand what I'm saying? So we just had to do it for the sake of the music, for the love of the game, for it to improve, for people to see that you can be from nowhere and nobody knows you, and you have skills and people start to recognize you, and you can make an impact in the society. If it's for positive, everybody will support you. But if you have some negative things in the back of your mind, people are definitely just going to watch you for some time, and then they're going to say, man, leave that guy on his own.
Let's talk about First Talk, right?
First Talk.
How did you FTT? How did you guys end up in First Talk? Because you got to Lagos. Why
First Talk? Yeah.
My uncle, may he rest in peace.
Amen.
He lived in First Talk, and he had an accident in 1976, and it was a spinal cord injury, so he was bedridden. Captain Moses Amedu. And I had a brother, Samuel Amedu, who was in the army, active in the army, but he was living close to Dudan Barracks. And so that was so military. I couldn't be going from the clubs in the midnight, going there.
To
the only place I could be was to be at First Talk Town, which is a town of party, a town of music. And I have an uncle where we have a place that we can stay with our cousins and our friends. So this is better for me than being in that so-called fine place. Here was just where I needed to start my grind. So, so we stayed in my uncle's place and we're all there. Every morning we wake up, write music, find time to look forward to sit and write music, get the album ready, do translation, do all those kind of things, So Festac Town was just it. And in Festac Town, it was a blessing because you had to find people that were equally good, and thinking on that level. We were thinking, but just that we were coming from a more hungrier place.
Texas.
We were coming from a more hungrier place and we needed to make that impact. So the drive
was double.
Was triple, man. So I met people like Alibi.
Shout out to
Alibi. I met people started singing Ogbanjedo. Alibi. Met people like Rabbi. People like Azados, Boozman.
Shout out to Boozman.
BL. The rest of them. Before you talk about them, that's Defo Clan. Before you talk about Luciano and the Magnificent, Kadim. These were rappers that were like spinning things that people were not really feeling now. But it was so interesting because they had those metaphors and they had that energy. And anywhere you go, they even had there are different groups and they are all a crew.
Yeah.
So imagine when you have like a Bomb Brush Squad, which has Rough, Rugged and Raw, has Nitro, has some other people. So you see they form this force and they're all a unit. And I'm the one that wants to be a rapper, but I'm in an R&B group. So you see that? So they definitely just had to be my friends, and we just had to rub minds about music, rap music. Sometimes we battle, do rap, and get to find out that, oh man, I have some skills though. Yeah, I have skills, but I really never done anything like rap, put on a rap album or any kind of thing for the people to know that I have this rap part of me. Yeah. You understand? But I will do that very, very soon. You understand? I'm aspiring to do that.
But I think when you dropped, when Omodimeta dropped and that verse dropped, I think everybody just looked like, oh, okay, Blackface got it.
Yeah, but there's something about you getting it and you working on it, or you being on it, I wanted to do rap music, but damn it, man, my rap would have been all about, man, I take your money, I come to your house, I break down your door, man, fuck you and your crew, man. That would have been my rap because I would have been so
aggressive,
violent. I would have been all about, I would have been supporting drugs and supporting violence and supporting criminality, but I found out that I don't want to do that. It's not in my person, I don't want to do that. Even if rap makes you do that. But I didn't want to do that. Yeah. So I restrained myself as much as possible from doing rap music. Because I didn't want to spin society to a different level. It would have been, man, anybody try to find a good house, we shoot them down. You understand what I'm saying?
Yeah. Just been like to the next level.
You would have been, because people listen to rap music and they act like.
Yeah.
People say, man, why you kill that guy? Tupac made me do it.
Yeah.
Because I listen to Tupac say, kill you motherfuckers won't grow.
Kill all my enemies.
Kill all my enemies. So if you start listening to rap music, you're definitely going to be thinking in that direction. And I didn't want to put that too much of that energy. The one there was enough already.
It was enough, yeah.
I just chilled.
You been in an R&B group too, so that
I just chilled. But it's about time.
How did you hook up? How did you guys hook up with Sound Sultan and Babadi?
Sound Sultan, Babadi. Babadi had always been there. Babadi from when he was in schooling in the West. He always had this dancehall thing going for him. He was one guy I always liked to watch his videos and watch his songs because he's always like thinking like nobody thinks. And then we still have a track to do that we still ain't done. And then Sultan, I met Sultan one time in 23 Road, but then he used to be Sound Sultan at the Jaguar Janti's band.
So he had a band.
He had a band that he was carrying around and was almost killing himself. And I was like, boy,
you're gonna kill yourself.
Boy, come. You're gonna kill yourself with this band. You know what you're gonna do now? You're gonna leave that band and you're gonna start to do your sounds digitally. Only when they employ your services to play live, then
that's you can bring your
the
band.
Service of your band.
Damn it, Blackface!
And that was what that's what I told Sound Sultan before his career took off a switch, because he would have been caught up
with his band.
I can imagine him carrying the drum set.
You understand? So stuff like that. So we do this for the love of it. We don't do it because of the fact that we want to prove a point that we have ideas of how things will work more than some other persons. No, it's just because of the fact that if you have it, you share it. It's a blessing to share. It's nothing to just feel like, I'm just watch you go through what you're going through, and I have just one little thing to tell you that will just make your brand to just spin to the next level.
It was just the love.
It was just the love of the music, man. But sometimes these things turn around and
hurt you. That's true.
He featured you on his Koye One jam. Remember that jam? You on the basketball courts.
Yeah, oh man.
Koye One. I wasn't on Koye One.
Was it Koye One?
Really? No, it was.
The song I did together. I can't even remember the song. It was something you can laugh or something.
No, you were on a jam where you took the verse on the basketball courts. I'm going to look for that song. Let's just keep talking. I'm going to look for that song.
Really? I can't remember.
I know there's a video like that. Is a video, right? There's a video like that.
Yes,
I know there's a video like that. Yes.
Academic gown.
Yeah. There's a video like that too. I can't remember.
I can't remember though. I really
crazy time.
Then the second Plantashun album. That was in like 2000 and.
That sold out.
Before sold out, can we just quickly talk on when, Idris fired back on Waka Wiki MCs?
The game is nothing without sport.
Because
there's sport in the game itself. So it was all about we just testing ourselves, and because I knew he was feeling like I was a rapper, but I wasn't doing the rap music.
Yeah.
So he was seeing what I'd already thought about in my own head and decided not to do. And maybe he was like, you should have done something better, man. You can't be hanging out with this rap, this R&B boys that's slowing you down. I know that's what he would have been thinking in the back of his mind. But I know why he did that track, but it's just because of the fact that sometimes somebody call you out. Yeah. And if they call you out, they should be ready to stay there.
So no hard feelings when you heard Waka Wiki MCs?
No, there was no hard feelings. I just went to the studio and I called Omololu and I said, let's do a reply.
Shout out to Omololu.
You understand? I just did a reply, which was waiting me this I hear. And I did only 5 copies of it. Because I was in a group, I couldn't start doing promotional CDs for my own song.
Where did those 5 copies go?
I took one to Reading FM, of course. It was
I think I heard that song. Reading was hot back then. It was flaming hot.
Reading was the beat FM.
Yeah.
So that's basically what happened. I just didn't want to. I remember having problems with my group because when we go to the shows, I'd be like, I need to play that song.
Yeah.
And they're going to be like, why are you going to play that song? You want to start up another diff? I'll be like, man, somebody cannot just talk about
me. Like.
Because it basically dissed the whole Plantashun.
Yes, I was just going to sit down and be looking. I'll be like, man, no, come on. I can't sit down like that, man. I can't. And that's when I would have gone solo. But I found out that if I leave this group now, what do they want to do without me? So I kept my cool. You understand?
Yeah.
So I kept my cool just for that peace to reign. And after that, I guess we now find out that, we have respect for each other. He knows me. I can go to the booth, kill any MC. I don't want to know. Anyhow, bring your people come. We will now go settle. MC na MC. I get my goons, you get your own.
Who were the rappers you were feeling
pass your own. And I die on a day. Rappers that they feel
then adapt.
There's some rappers I still feel that nobody has even beat them. Like LD.
Which of the LDs?
LD, the one in PH.
Thank you.
LD extra large.
Oh, LD extra large.
Not to be mistaken for LD the Don.
Yeah.
LD extra
LD the Don, respect to LD the Don too.
Obviously.
LD the Don really got bars, but LD.
Dede and Osagie is extra. He's really extra. Like,
shit.
Yeah.
So painful that he didn't put an LP out. He would have just put one record down. One. And then we would have been feeling it. It would have been something for a lifetime.
Like these records here, man.
Take you like these records. Because me, I didn't care. I just wanted people to just say, okay. Till I started reading and say sometimes an artist could just make some records and put them out there, even though they're not even recorded properly, or they're not even mixed properly, but he just puts it out there.
You have 6 albums.
Do you understand what I'm saying? Yeah. So I was doing this thing unconsciously. Like, my head is getting too filled, man. I can't just keep this music there.
Let's do this.
Just put it there. Just put it there. Maybe they're not feeling the first verse, they're feeling the second verse. It was not about the money, it was just about what I wanted to do. Just do it.
Yourself.
And let my mind be free. You understand what I'm saying? Wow. So it would have been lovely for LD to have done it. I tried to get him to do a record, but maybe I didn't try hard. Maybe I didn't try hard enough. Maybe because I wasn't CEO boss stop enough. I'd have just driven to Port Harcourt. I'm like, yeah, what's up?
Let's go to the studio.
Let's go, man. Your studio. We are going to that studio. Where do you want to record? Paris or Amsterdam? Then you would have been choosing. Then maybe the record would have happened. You know, but because a lot of good guys really drew back when they found out that so many people came into the industry and they came with some styles that are so flimsy and started disrespecting.
Who weren't you feeling?
Who wasn't I feeling? I don't know. There were some sounds that went so good that I knew that in the long run people were going to follow in this light. And it was going to bring about a negative output on the music industry coming out from this region. I knew it was going to happen. And right now you find out that people just want to be lazy, get somebody's song, before you know they are singing it. Somebody sings a song, you say you want to do cover. I don't know when the industry has become a karaoke venture. I really don't know. I don't get it, because you don't come into this if you can't create some new. So why come and do the karaoke and people start to say you did a redo of this track, so we should a refix. I don't understand. Did people ask you to fix it?
What's wrong with the verse?
Is it the road to Ikotu that you're fixing? You know, so there's some things like that I'm like, man, no, we shouldn't be doing this. We shouldn't be doing this. It's getting to us. You leave Nigeria shores, people look at you like you are somebody that bites, you are a copycat, you just take and thief, cyber thief, melody thief. This is what they look at you at. It's crazy though. It's crazy because me, I'm Blackface Naija. I carry the Naija name on myself. You know, so anything Naija, first of all, I mean the word it pass. If I say I be Mr. Felix, that's because I mean. When I'm Blackface Naija.
Why do you add the Naija to your name?
Because internet now, I see blackface everywhere now.
Okay.
So you need to be the blackface from Naija. So Blackface Naija. So it was crazy, man. You know, some sounds started coming out. You know, and some TV started playing it. Because now it came to the time where you can pay money to be played.
Payola, baby.
You know, they pay to play you. And even the people that you are paying to play you are not even checking.
They don't care about the quality.
God. Our industry don't suffer. They don't suffer us with all these things that they do. Because what you don't even want, they'll give it to you. Force it to you by force.
Force feed you. How was radio like back then? Were they showing you guys love?
Man, radio was the best thing then, man. Radio was the best thing. Radio now, I don't even understand radio now, really. Really, where they say you have to pay to be played. I really don't understand.
So you guys never had that problem?
We never used to do that. And how will I be paying? If I pay for my music to be played, then that means I shouldn't be struggling to put harmonies on it. I shouldn't be struggling to put the lyrics right, because they will easily play it. That means that I will not be working hard enough to You know,
to
make
bring
the
out music
come out with quality.
Yeah.
So now everybody pays. You can have somebody come out with a song. He's singing Otocha, 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 Otocha. And it's hit TV to play it. Because they paid money.
You guys are not laughing. You guys don't understand what he said.
You know what I mean?
What's the name of
It's a song. One guy like that came from nowhere. Just came from nowhere. But all of a sudden, it's all over the TV.
Are you serious?
I don't know how much the guy would have.
I've never heard that song.
You never heard it?
I don't watch TV, so I don't even know.
You don't watch TV, that's why you never heard it. I watch TV, so you know, some stuffs get crazy. You know, the kids. You know,
Payola is a big problem.
The kids listen to music, and they learn from it.
Yeah.
You know, when you start to say things that kids in music is what you recite. You know, you sing it, you get used to the lyrics, you will not forget. So some things you pick up from music easily. You know, if they just say one thing, the next thing is it's stuck with the kids.
Yeah.
And it's a big problem for society.
True.
You know? So excuse me. So the artists really need to check what they render and what they put out there. Okay. Because they are responsible for society in a lot of ways.
True.
What they put out determines what the people take. You know, if you put something negative out, before you know, the children are the singer.
Otocha.
You know, that's a song
that song is a problem.
Also, you know the song?
No, it's a different song.
You know that one.
Different songs.
Yeah.
The songs that are coming out, many.
Yeah.
Many by many.
They probably release like maybe in Nigeria, maybe like 50 songs a day or something.
The ones that
It's
you know,
okay because we're up to millions of people.
Yeah, but it's the quality.
But don't come with this thing to make us seem as if you're making music, don't forget that there are engineers, there are people, there are doctors, there are physicists, there are
people of high intellect.
In this who want to listen to music to cool off. And if you cannot get them to be in that level, you cannot come and start telling me Caro the fire pass Moto, Caro the fire pass Ferrari. Ferrari and Moto is not the same.
Let me top that drink.
Yeah, Ferrari and Moto is not the same.
I just remember the song.
I don't know whether you get me.
I feel what you're saying.
You understand what I'm saying? No disrespect to nobody, but
you need to be more intelligent.
You need to be more intelligent.
It's just a fact of life. We need to
You can't
think
say
about it.
What is wrong with you?
You understand? We need to think about it and know what we are doing.
you can't say Nigerians are dumb and they need dumb music.
You understand? It's totally out of it. So those are the things I can't comprehend. So when you say, why am I not feeling? I don't even know what to even say because when I listen to the radio, shout out to some good music on the radio. Shout out to some big, good DJs, OAPs who play this good music because they know people want to listen to it.
Yeah.
You understand? Shout out to them. But all those people that say, if you don't bring money for I play your music, man, I wish the radio station would sack all of them. Because they deserve to be sacked.
Killing the arts.
Because they're killing the art because number one, they get paid every time.
Yeah.
Every month they get paid. They don't even know how the artist get to make his money to go to the studio session, but you want him to bring money before he get played. You know, then it's crazy though. It's crazy. I'll be like, man, how does it's like our national team now?
Yeah.
Everybody say bring money to play.
Who
qualify for World Cup? Who not qualify now?
Yeah, that's true.
So if somebody want to represent Nigeria for a year now, the guy fit there for Kano, get bad song, bad vocals, bad everything. Or the guy fit there for Port Harcourt, or the guy fit there for Enugu. But because you don't get money to pay you, make you let people hear.
And that's what's happening.
That's what's happening.
And then you feed us with all this crap.
And that is why the music is recycling.
That's why the music is
people are waiting behind to break through.
But the first 10 people,
they are going to record. Those are the ones paying.
They're recycling them. Yeah. It's happening. It's happening right now. There are talented people everywhere.
There's a backlog of
Look at that
talented
guy
people.
from KOD, Steve Tones. Those guys they're talented kids now.
You see, there are people everywhere.
Plenty.
You understand what I'm saying? And another one again is this issue of people coming to sing some songs. Maybe you're trying to sing Patois and you don't even know Patois. You don't even know what's Wagwan. You don't even know how it is. And then you just come and you want to do Patois by all means. It makes you look stupid. Let me tell you the honest truth. It makes you sound like a dumb, retarded, I don't know, elementary. You don't even go elementary self. Elementary dropout. Let's just put it that way.
Elementary dropped out from primary school.
I'm telling you, man,
and you know why
it's
it
crazy.
sounds like that, because you don't understand the culture, you don't understand the nuances.
The culture, you don't get it.
But you just think if you do it, you blow up. So you just go and do it. It's not original. It's still back to this original and authentic thing.
Disrespect.
Yeah.
And that's going to make a lot of people to pull out of the game. And people will not let their kids become musicians because they feel like they're not going to be informative enough, educative enough. They're not going to be,
original,
bringing things out to inspire the people. And so it's something that we should look into. And with time, there should be regulatory systems like, your music is not up to par. Sorry, can't be played. Forget the money you bring. Sorry, can't be played.
That's true.
Your music has bad words. Sorry, can't be played. Your music doesn't really. Sorry, can't be played. Till we get to that level, then you will now see how Nigeria itself will develop.
Do you ever think we can get to that level?
Of course.
Because it's the internet now. Everybody has his own blog. Everybody has his own Twitter account. Everybody has his own SoundCloud page.
Yeah, but that's different. Because if you have your SoundCloud page and you have your Instagram page, you have your Facebook page or your YouTube page, it's not going public unless somebody wants to check it out. But the radio goes public. Once I tune to it, it's already public because a lot of people are tuned to it. So the radio has more effect. You understand? It's different. So the radio, that's why they must have regulatory bodies. They have Broadcasting Organization of Nigeria. We should have regulatory. You can't do this. This is what you do. This is what you do. Now this brings me to something that I said if I come here, I would talk. Let me not forget about it now. Now, you put a song out. You have a contract with some people and they say they have some deal with MTN Plus. Now they have a deal with MTN Plus. Now, I don't know what happens, whether MTN Plus take all the money or the people that they sign a deal with take all the money. Because the artists end up getting nothing back to them. They end up getting nothing. And if they end up getting nothing, how do they go back to the studio to create more?
So you have the company, you give it to the company for MTN Music Plus, right? You give it to the vast licensing companies. The vast give it to MTN. Huawei has the license and the network. So Huawei takes half of the revenue.
Why
the
is
other
it supposed to be half?
Is between MTN, the vast licensing, and the artist.
It's not supposed to be like that. Listen, this is how it's supposed to work. If there is a songer, I'm the artist, I create the song.
Yeah.
I have a publisher.
Yeah.
Now the publisher is the person that will have half of that song.
Yeah.
Because the song is divided into 200%.
Yeah.
So 100% go to the publisher and 100% go to the artist.
Yeah.
So the 100% that is going to the artist, if there are 3 artists that wrote that song, that 100% will be shared into the writers or people that participate in making that song. But why give 50%, which is equal to the 100, to one company, one people, and then people start to battle with the other ones?
True.
It's too small.
It's too small. It's too small to make other materials come back. You want to mix a song with Foster Zeno now, for example, one song is 150,000 naira in Nigeria that we are. It's about that money, even no more. So how does the artist get that to get back, to pay back, and go to the studio and make proper quality?
It's a lot, man.
When you take all the money from the proceeds, they even take the publishing money, take the publishing money 100%.
It's a lot, man.
And they take it all up. And so, where is the industry in 5 years from now? Who tells you that people that put records out will not be able to put records out anymore because they're not going to have the resources to go back into the studio because the corporate bodies take it all.
Most important, apart from even going back to the studio, they won't see money to even invest back into the business. And that's what's happening.
Going back to the studio, investing back to the
industry.
Making your videos, a lot of money. You go make
signing more artists.
Do promos,
promo runs, photo shoots.
You understand?
Money for fuel.
So they have to have a regulatory system that works for the artists to keep bringing more product. They can't let this thing to just lay and be there and nobody's talking about it like it's not happening.
Okay, let me ask you. Do you currently, as Blackface, do you make money, any sort of money from your released materials, from your classics?
I tell you basically I don't.
Hey.
I tell you basically I don't because the last time I had an agreement with some people and they put my music on MTN Plus, it didn't really go well because I didn't know who was taking the money, if it was them or if it was them. So I was like, you know what, because I don't even know what's going to take everything down from the platform. I don't want to see anything on the platform. Take everything down.
So you're telling me that like all your albums, the Plantashun Boiz albums, all your classics.
How about from iTunes, you know, and the rest?
I'm telling you this stuff, I'm telling you, man. Wow. Because that's what's happening. So if you have the young, if you can't
fix this thing, nobody's going anywhere in this industry.
The organization of Nigeria itself is a country, and there must be rules and regulation to control this entertainment industry.
Yeah,
and there should be rules and regulation to make people that invest their time, energy, and if people invest in music, so you can't expect them not to get returns on investment. So they're not going to invest anymore. Then that means the industry is just going to go down when you've collected you've done your selfish thing and made some money to just travel from here to Dubai, go and do some jet ski, come back, take some girls, then in the long run you come back and you're waiting for the artist to bring something else for you.
Yeah.
That's because that's what they'll be waiting for next.
Word.
Just for the artist to bring out that thing. Okay, you're bringing out that album again. Let's know how much this one is going to sell. But you don't know how the artist is going to pay for guitarists, pay for bassists, pay for studio, pay for backup singers. Come on, man.
It's a lot.
They have to think about this thing very properly.
It's a lot.
Because it's really, really wrong what they're doing to Nigerian artists. And they don't even do it to other artists outside this country. That's the funniest thing. They don't even do it. But in our country, they will do it.
Because you have regulatory bodies.
Yeah, we don't have any.
The government doesn't support.
The government doesn't support
properly support.
I think they haven't really sounded this to the ears of the government properly.
No, we don't. The major problem is that the entertainment industry does not have. They don't have representatives in the like with our lawmakers, people who can come and affect this.
They don't have
lobbies. They don't have lobbies. They don't.
Boy, these things are crazy though, but it's okay. These are the kind of things that make you feel like you don't want your child to become a singer.
Yeah.
Because these kind of things are going to happen. And how is it going to make ends meet?
True.
You know, so there's some of these things that may really have to change.
True.
You know, and I don't know if it's some individuals, some individuals trying to do all those stuff, because individuals can do it. Tag up and form an association for themselves and say this is what we do. MTN, nobody will come to you without coming through us. Yeah, they can do all those kind of things, and when they do it, they want to colonize the industry.
Yeah.
And then signing nobody, then bringing nobody out, then writing songs for nobody, just waiting for proceeds.
Crazy.
That's really
you know
crazy.
How many copies the first album, Body and Soul, sold?
I wouldn't know, man.
Yeah.
I wouldn't know. The artists were not always privileged to have this kind of data, because once you know how much you've sold, then you demand for how much money they give you.
Yeah.
You understand what I'm saying? They will not let you know that, But
I mean, what's the feedback? I want to know, like, was it?
How was it? How did it change your life?
Yeah. Because you shot the videos,
Yeah, Body and Soul in Plantashun, man. Those videos, God, those videos, man. I don't even know who shoot that video. Who went to go and get that director for us at that time? What's that director's name? Akugbere, something Pius Akugbere. I said, God, what are we doing with a home video director shooting our video? Are you guys really serious? I was seeing you.
You're freaking out.
See, I don't do many things with that said I'm in the degree, because I don't want to make something go wrong.
Yeah.
If I say this thing no go work, you no go work like that, they look at so the thing they fear me, you no go work.
Yeah.
This God. Even with the camera in front of you already know that it's not gonna work.
You're gonna play with where they juggle.
I didn't tell you. Just the way the camera in your front, you don't say this.
This one is not going anywhere.
It's not working.
Yeah.
Those videos they weren't,
Because a lot of people say, look, Plantashun Boiz sound is
at the level the sound was at that time. The video didn't match
can
up.
get you out of my mind.
That video was
like, what is going on?
You see the long coat.
Yeah. Who styled you guys?
God.
True. The optics wasn't.
I don't know if that guy was from Okunano or something. But it was fun though. Those are learning times. Those are learning times. And if you see, some of us have tried to make some other videos, make our message heard. you know, make our image sing. With me, I'm not so good at videos though. I know they do videos, but I need to cultivate that habit. It's not because it's expensive, but it's because
you just want to take it seriously.
Video, I'm making one song now. Before, like recently, me and my friends just did a song, Love Overdose. You know, Love Overdose, where I feature Skinny Rose and I feature my friend Peromas, and produced by Eden. Now we're thinking of doing a video for Too Bad, where I featured Young Six and Ilvin. And all of a sudden there is another song coming, which is Nowhere, you know, produced by Antivirus. That one is like, make you no go nowhere, stay my baby, oh. And if you leave me now, I go tell.
Blackface pen game, dude.
You love me, they do me like I be a newborn baby, oh. I be your King Kong, where they sing song to ya. I love you, I know this much not true. I ready to do anything where you want me to. Say 1 + 1, oh, baby, not me and you. And this your beauty, Fetaori Meru. Can't get enough of your love. You know, one song comes, another song comes.
Yeah, so you're really confused with which one.
Videos, God,
Yeah, which one am I going to choose?
Jesus. You know, before you, as I'm going on, another song is coming.
Yeah.
I'll lose the drive for the last one almost immediately.
Blackface, don't you think you make money writing for other artists now, like other artists, Nigerian artists now, you know, more than you?
But your pen game is sick.
Your pen game is sick. Like it's something we always talk about here in this office.
The writing is impeccable.
Even that Defender album, we listen to it.
I would have loved to write some songs for some people.
Yeah.
You know, I love to write some songs for some people, but I'm not a freelance writer per se. Like, just write. You know, I like to have a one-on-one relationship with an artist and get to know the kind of music and where his mind is going. And because you need to concentrate, because when you concentrate together and you guys have a chemistry, then you can start to write what the person is thinking. Yeah. And when you know the person's chords, you can know how high and how low you want the person to go with the vibe. You know, so I love to write for some people, but because I don't do freelance, maybe I have to sign them first. Have them sign under my record label first, then I can say, okay, fine. So I have so song in my kitty. Let's go and get this one. Let's go and get this one. Then we can now start putting your own catalog together. Then I can start to write.
So you dropped the second album, Sold Out, right?
Yeah, that's for PB.
And
Sold Out.
Of course, solid album again.
Yeah,
you know?
we tried.
One and Only.
We tried. Yeah, One and Only. That's my song.
That was the song you're talking about.
One and Only. One and Only.
Which one was it? Okay, Body and Soul was the first song.
Yeah.
No, the first song I wrote, that's You and I.
Okay, You and I.
Body and Soul. And you guys are like growing. I mean, this album, of course, was also a very great album. And you guys are growing and growing. How did the breakup happen?
They just had the bombshell.
Ayo has this theory, right? Because you heard that it was Kenny Ogungbe.
Before it was Kenny Ogungbe, back then I used to read like newspapers a lot. So I can't remember the weekend newspaper I read, and they said, I've forgotten the name of the big record label back then. It wasn't Kenny, it was one that these guys were trying to lure Two-Face for a solo deal. And that is when the rumor started. I can't remember the guy's record label. It's been a while. And that is where that whole narrative just started coming out that, Two-Face, there's a possibility of Two-Face leaving Plantashun Boiz.
Yeah.
Till we now found out that, Two-Face is now with Kenny's music. Which was a big shock, a big surprise. So the music was like, what is going on here, man? Because Plantashun Boiz felt like a brotherhood.
Yeah.
Like, these people are going to go on 4 albums, 5 albums, 6 albums. Then we had Two-Face is solo. And we're like, what is going on here?
Yeah, that's those kind of things that happen now. You understand? And some things where you no plan they happen too. You know, so it was just one of those things, and we already had a plan, but Two-Face wanted to do something different. I guess his plan was not with us. He wanted to do something else. You know, so when we talked about going to have an agreement with Olisa Adebua and start working with them as them to manage Plantashun Boiz and we
Storm Records.
It was actually created because of us, really. Storm's Records, because I was talking with Olisa Adebua, because Olisa Adebua is my friend. Even though he doesn't see me as my friend now. He doesn't see me as his friend now, but he used to be my friend, my buddy. We used to be close, like, yo, Chief, how far now? I holla him and he has respect for me. But now I don't know how much that respect is. You understand what I'm saying? Maybe he felt like I didn't make the Plantashun Boiz deal work like we talked about. But it wasn't my fault, because when we were on the table, it was Two-Face that said he had a different management. And me and Faze were surprised, like, how come you're going to say that now? So I didn't have anything to do with it, even though I wanted to do a deal because he told me that we're going to do something different. It's not going to be about Nigeria. It's going to be taking Plantashun Boiz to the next level, which is out of the shores of Nigeria, Africa, and out to the world.
That was Lisa.
Yes, and we were ready for that. But we didn't know that somebody else had a different alternative
Plantashun Boiz.
You understand what I'm saying? So that was what we found out, and then everything pulled out. So the deal didn't go through, and then we found out at that time that Two-Face was planning something, so we just let Two-Face go. Let him do what he wants to do.
Was it that easy, or did you feel betrayed? Because this was the height. You were the biggest boy band.
Fans were feeling like some fans were feeling. I won't lie. When Two-Face's solo record started coming out, I was hating on her like, nah, this should be Plantashun Boiz, not Two-Face.
No, the thing is that nobody hated on him. It's just that there were some things that we saw then that he himself didn't even see. And even people that were signing him didn't see. Because we already knew that no matter what, we know your level of, how you can go. You can know how far somebody can go if you've been with somebody for some time. I already knew how far he can go. I already knew that a time will come that his lyrics are going to be so flimsy. Because he needs somebody to be on his toe to tell him to do the right thing. He's just that kind of person, that kind of artist. You understand? Because if you check his music right now, you can see the difference. You can't compare his music now to Plantashun Boiz music. It's nowhere close. It's nowhere close. Melody-wise, lyrics-wise, sound-wise, it's nowhere close.
I'll say, his I love his albums though, even up to Away and Beyond. Maybe Ascension, but like the first album, Face to Face, solid. The classics.
First and second album.
Face to Face and
Grace. I'll tell you that was because of the fact that
Unstoppable Edition.
That was because it was not long he left the Plantation, so that drive will still be there.
Yeah.
You just come up for Arsenal now, you go play for Bournemouth. You go to shine now.
Shout out to
Mona play small for like some 2 years, 2 seasons. You go know whether the Arsenal skills still there your body or you don't adapt to Bournemouth system.
Yeah.
You understand what I'm saying? So that's basically what happened. So when I check his music out, I'll be like, man, God damn it. It's all good. People always like follow what has a name, have a name. But I know him from where he started, so I know whether he's improving or he's not improving, even if the people don't know. But I know.
You seem to be very tough on him musically, like you want the best.
Basically,
tough love
why
every time.
I'm tough on him is because I know he can do better, but he's not trying to do better, and I don't think he has people around him that are trying to make him do better. From management to everything, he doesn't have them. On the real though, if you're Morigo, if he's here, I'll tell him to his face. He's not trying at all, because you need to get writers for the boy, man.
But would you admit that, would you admit like his influence, like what he has done for like in Nigerian music industry?
He has done nothing for Nigerian industry.
People will say that you are bitter. That's what
I'm not bitter, but what has he done?
Musically.
What has he done?
Two-Face is like our biggest pop star in Nigeria.
How? Pop song. Tell me your pop song. Tell me your Two-Face pop song.
African Queen is the big one.
African Queen is a reggae song.
But it's pop.
It's a reggae R&B song.
Yeah.
That was done how many years ago?
Yeah, but
does he have a pop song now in 2017?
No, we're not talking about 2017.
So you're as good as your latest work. Stop going back to old glories, man.
Okay, fine.
You're as good as your last work. Yeah. What you done? How good are you? We just heard your last record. It was sounding very broken.
Which
so
one?
The last record is sounding very broken.
That's Gaga Shuffle.
Gaga Shuffle.
Yeah, that's the last record. Oh, the album. I get what you mean. What you mean record?
Yeah. Any record, if that song, in that single, you break. You don't sound well, you don't sound well. You don't get style, you don't get style.
Yeah.
You don't get lyrics, you don't get lyrics. You don't get vibe, you don't get vibe.
Vibe.
You are forcing it, we know. We know. We listen to people.
Black.
I'm telling you now. Osagie, you didn't hear music. You didn't hear music. You didn't hear Justin Bieber. You didn't hear Justin Bieber. We go tell you, we go sing, say, sorry, because I'm missing more than your body. This is R&B songs, soul singers. Then you can compete and represent Nigeria. Don't be telling me you're singing one thing and you expect us to feel like what are you telling me, man? We got to grow up from that level, man. We don't pass that stage. Because it's a jet age now. Everybody, they... You, they lick it, go back. Oh, go back. What may you go for? We need you for the competition.
Okay, taking out the last record in mind, right? When he left Two-Face, Grass to...
When he left Plantashun.
When he left Plantashun, but the first album was Grass to Grace. The second album too. Face to Face? Would you accept that these albums were groundbreaking? You might say that he had the influence of Plantashun Boiz at that time.
Yeah.
I would tell you.
If you say it, I'll agree.
Yeah.
Would you accept that it was groundbreaking at that time?
I will tell you something. And when they put that album out, I had one record in my album in Ghetto Child, which was Hard Life.
Yeah.
I don't think there's anything that got close to that.
It was in Hard Life video, though, right?
Yeah, it should.
I don't think there's any record that came close to that.
Impact.
Because we all went solo.
Yeah.
Now, prove your point.
They
How do you
say
want to
I
do
go
your...
solo. I've been now only
Do you understand?
the video.
Hard Life was, production-wise, I didn't relent on my fans. I wanted them to have the best. So I went to the best of studios. And I made sure I had the best of sound.
Who produced Hard Life?
Hard Life was produced by Marvelous Benji.
MV.
Then mixed by Omololu and mastered by Foster Zino.
Shout out to Omololu.
Then Alibi dropped one of the most wicked rap verses ever.
Yes.
Called OBJ by name.
Yes.
OBJ will pay you.
Yes. Matter of fact, we don't believe you. Don't know how it hurts when we see you.
AIT says those super like, yo, fam, this is too much heat for us. But nobody has ever called the president out on the rap record before like that.
So Two-Face dropped his album. Boom, impact.
Everywhere.
Did that pressure you to drop your own album?
That didn't pressure me because I had my... Why will it pressure me? He had Kenny's music on his back and I said they were going to promote him.
Yeah.
So he had
the machine.
Promotion. Maybe I didn't have any machine. So I wasn't about somebody saying I was worried about him. I wasn't worried. I knew my level.
Like they were independent?
Yeah, independent records.
That's the period also that Faze dropped his song.
Next year.
What was that song again?
Next year.
The popular song he did.
Faze Alone. Yeah.
So how did you feel when you dropped Faze Alone?
Okay. Before I even go, that's the next year. I want to know, so you didn't feel any pressure?
No.
Had you written his records before, or when he dropped, it was during the same period?
It.
Because it's 2004. You guys dropped in the same year, but he dropped months before you.
Yeah, he dropped months before. Because they had what's it called? They had a
head start,
sponsorship.
Yeah.
So they rolled out.
So it was easy for them to roll out. I've been an independent record
all
company,
6 albums.
Even all my album till date.
Yeah.
So I've been independent.
Yeah.
So I never had no record company or one radio station push me to play my music.
There was no machine.
You understand? So but I'm still here today. Which tells you that my works have spoken for themselves and still speaking for themselves. That I don't need somebody to try to, they say you have to do promotion, do one thing. If the music is good, it will stand the test of time.
For your album, Ghetto Child, and I was listening to it again, I mean, it's a classic. It's a classic. There's no. It's a just try.
No, I didn't think you said we just try because
it's a classic.
It was the first time of me trying to
do things on
things on my own.
How did you decide on the sound? Once you went into conflicted about
that's what
rapping,
I wanted to touch on.
Yeah.
The song with Marvelous Benji, Situation.
Yeah.
That he featured you on.
Yeah.
I feel like you built Ghetto Child on that record, like the sound. And you telling me Marvelous Benji produced it now. It kind of just makes sense.
Yeah.
No, when we're doing Situation was Marvelous has been doing all those kind of situational songs.
Yeah.
And me, as from the plantation, I've already been worried about my people being liberated from all these struggles and all that. So we tagged up and he was producing my album. Now, producing my album...
So Marvelous Benji produced the album?
Yes, the Ghetto Child album. He was producing the album. So when I said, okay, fine, he had one song he wanted to feature me on. It was Situation. I said, so he was not doing the beat. So I was following him doing the beat, giving him some insights of what to be. Pum, 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 pum. And he was coming out. Marvelous is one of the baddest producers you can find. You understand? And I told him to always take a production very seriously. So he started doing this stuff and I was like, man, Omo, I really need to use this beat. This beat that we just did this situation, I swear I need to use it to do another song. Because this song that me and you did is not enough to tell the story of this beat. And so I had to use the beat to do it. It paid me.
Yeah.
And I featured Marvel. I featured Madam Spicy, and I featured Rocksteady on it. You understand? So this is the same beat
for situation.
Same beat.
So we had already started that, trying to bring that culture where an artist can use a beat. You shouldn't feel so bad when another person used the beat, and you shouldn't worry when another person, just like I used Do Me.
We're getting there.
You understand what I'm saying? You understand? But this is our beginning. How we learn how to keep the music quiet, keep the music balanced, keep the lyrics going. You know, it was beginning time.
It's that situation where whole lost for truth.
No book
See them police, listen and load.
I tell you land for your office and your salary no day. You go there, that's your day. After that, nobody man go tell you which way. But I dey wonder, say when it go better. When we go live like sons and daughter. When we go no say, try be no matter. When we situation for the pop, we better. Come on, don't be smart, you know that music.
I was very brave for you because coming from Plantashun Boiz, that is melodious.
Yeah, the melodious R&B records. I came up with these conscious records.
There's no grimy sound, and you still made it work for you.
Yeah,
it was very courageous back then.
It's just I had to take my chance, man. And I didn't want to doubt myself.
Yeah,
because some things I do with my other colleagues, you know, I learn from them as well. You know, every time I work with them is a learning process. And I learn from them, and I know they should learn from me as well. You know, so you know,
this album had
don't worry too much about the
five.
vibes.
This album had 5 to 6 singles.
banging.
They were all banging, you know.
How did you feel with the success of this your debut album? Was it
Well,
more?
there was nothing about the album to me.
Really,
bro?
See, there's something about me. When I drop a sound, I move on. I just drop it.
Was it more fulfilling than those Plantashun records though? Was it more fulfilling to you?
On the personal level.
On the personal
I don't
level.
know how I'm gonna put this. Plantashun records.
Truly.
It was more fulfilling than the Plantashun records. You know why? Because I had the chance to be able to
Express
be
yourself.
on verse 1, verse 2, verse 3.
Yeah.
Unlike when I'll be in Plantashun and
You'll be managing
some
one
other
who-
person will be checking out my verse.
Yeah.
He likes to sing my verse because my verse sounds sweet.
Yeah.
So that they can have some clout. You understand what I'm
Yeah.
saying? But this time now, I didn't have to worry about nobody. It's just me.
But at that time, especially after Two Face's first album, your album, you weren't the one who was sounding. Face was the one sounding bitter at that time. Yeah. You took it cool. Like I never heard you in an interview talking about bad about.
Never heard you say.
You never said anything bad about Two Face at that
Face
time.
was alright.
No. Now you really don't like him.
No, I don't. No. Not like I don't like him.
Yeah. You're just tough on him. He's tough.
Very tough.
You're very tough on him.
Publicly.
So very.
You guys don't even understand.
To be very honest, you're very
You
tough
guys
on.
don't
You're very tough on Two Face.
I should be.
Yeah, you're really tough.
You're really tough on.
I should
You're
be.
really tough
I've not
on
even
Two Face.
gotten as tough as I should be. But I'm just trying to make them understand and make him understand that, you know, there are stuffs in life that if you get the education and the teaching about it, you develop yourself in trying to improve yourself on that. Unless if you feel, before I met Two Face would go on stage without rehearsing, without practicing, without anything. He feels he can get on stage and he will sing and everything will happen. And I'm telling him that I'm the one that you will not do that for. You do rehearsal. I am the one to say you must do rehearsal. It's 12 o'clock, you ain't here, man. What the fuck's going on? I'm slashing your money or something. Do you understand? Because the artists have to be put on their toes. There's some artists that need that. Some artists don't really need that. Some artists can always just do what they have to do.
Yeah.
But I cannot be with a Two Face now, and I'm expecting Two Face to be, maybe making some vibes. Have you heard Ty Dolla $ign and Wiz Khalifa? Baby, just give me something. Have you heard it?
No.
Oh, God.
It's a record, right?
See, vibe. When you hear music, nobody will tell you. You know this is vibe because you relate to it. And when you know somebody that has that quality to make that vibe and people can relate to it, and the person loses that quality, what are you gonna do? You're not gonna like it. It's not hate. It's like, man, you fell off, nigga. Why are you gonna fall off like that? You have people that you can always run to. We are here, so you don't gonna feel like all those people ain't relevant because you want to be the only one that's relevant in the industry, so that people will feel like Blackface is nothing in the industry, or you will feel like Faze is nothing in the industry. Yeah. And so you try to prove that in every move you do, and it's making you look stupid.
So you feel if he comes for you for help, you can deliver for him?
God have mercy. Come for me for help.
Like for records, write records and everything.
They did a song called Let Somebody Love You. It's my song. I wrote it.
Oh, okay, yeah, with Bridget Kelly.
I wrote the song. Like I'm telling you that I
wrote
the song.
The story broke that you were.
Thank you. I wrote the song. So why didn't they see me fit in their own brain?
So give you credit.
So not give me.
I remember that story.
So first of all, give me a call. Yo, Blackface, I want to do that song. Let Somebody Love You. I got a bad beat for it. Have you written a second verse? Come on, they should have called me, man, because it's my song, man.
When did you write that song?
I wrote that song a long time ago when I was still in the plantation. Because I wrote several songs.
That song is that old?
It's that old.
It sounds fresh.
If it's that old, how come if Omorige has his name inside as a writer? Was it there when I wrote the song? Which means it's a scam because they're trying to pull up something fishy. It's as simple as that. And so you're not going to tell me I'm too hard on him. I'm telling him he's going the wrong route. It's not going to work out for him. It's a pride goes before a fall. And that's a whole lot of pride he's trying to have. And feel like, yo, I'm the one that made it so far and nobody made it. Come on, man.
Blackface,
We've seen that happen and seen
Blackface, I want to point out something. You have
down.
a huge talent, which is to write music, right? This phone, the person that produced it, that's the talent.
Yeah.
If I steal this phone, I'm going to be arrested for it, right? Don't you think?
Depends.
Yeah. Don't you think you didn't hold your talent, like you didn't guard it well? You just gave it out, like you were just too loose with it. Too generous with it. You didn't guard it very well.
I don't feel that way.
And that's why people took advantage of you.
No. Do you know why I don't feel that way? It's just like I'm playing football. I'm Messi. You're Neymar. You're Suarez.
Yeah.
I dribble. I dribble. I pass you ball.
Yeah. You score.
You can't score.
Yeah.
You can't tell me say you are holding on to your scoring skills. Why didn't you score the ball by yourself? Why did you pass it to me?
Okay. That's how.
I don't know whether you play as a team.
Yeah,
why are you going to tell me why did I pass you the freaking ball? Because I knew you were already free and you were going to make an easier goal. So don't think you're too smart or you were too good. That was the reason why you had that goal to score. Yeah. So you have to be smart and real recognize real. So if you are real enough like you claim, you must go and hug that person that passed you that ball. I say, thank you for that pass. That's sportsmanship. But you're not going to take my music and tell me, it's not your, I don't even know whether his account got hacked.
Damn.
I don't know that you get me.
Yeah.
How can you say that? You don't know whether my account got hacked? I have conversation with you, Twitter to Twitter. I didn't publish it for the world to see. When I asked you, why did you sing my song? You actually told me, you thought you told me. And I said, you didn't tell me.
Even apart from me telling you, these are things they should be paying you for. That's what I'm saying.
Apart from paying me for. Listen, they don't pay somebody money to take their music. It doesn't happen. I write the song, I'm the writer. The only way you can do is if I write a letter transferring ownership to you.
So you have all the rights.
You don't need money to do that. You just need a signatory to say you own it. You can give me 25 million. If I don't sign the document that you own it, you don't own it.
Yeah.
True.
I spend the money for free. It's nothing. It's still my song.
True.
Unless you don't know what the rules of the industry is. You understand? So these things have been going on. So why didn't they deem me fit to call me? Because he has a lawyer who thinks he's too smart. Who thinks he's too smart, he can get away with everything. But I'll be like, listen, man, you're just messing up. So they think they will do themselves good by coloring me black. Say I'm this, I'm that. It's blackface that will do all of that. Because people look at me in a bad route.
Yeah. Do you think the way you also talked about, they taking the song, we're still getting to African Queen. Do you think, the way you deliver the message, it makes it look as if you're being bitter? Do you think you could have delivered the message better? Or maybe not even gone public with it?
I couldn't have delivered it any better, and I would have even made it even a little more harsh. No, on the real though, I would have made it a little more harsh. Yeah. Because even tonight, I'm talking about this song, I'm still waiting for them to get to their senses. I know that what they did is very wrong.
Have they cut you a check though?
Those greedy people?
Some last things.
Those greedy people? They're not going to do that. They just hope I don't have evidence to prove that that's my song.
Oh, okay.
That's what they're going to rely on. But sorry, bad news, I have enough evidence.
Sorry, bad news.
Bad news. And so you cannot have a manager who lets you steal songs and back you up and say you can do it, nothing's going to happen. And the song is not yours. And instead of him to go to the person and say, my artist wants to use your song, he puts his name as a writer so he can collect publishing money.
What?
You don't know this. You don't know this. You guys think when I'm talking about, my music, you think I'm joking? I'm not joking because these guys think they're too smart. Because where does a Ferremore come into the picture? When I was in Plantashun Boiz, he was not there. I had written that song in Plantashun Boiz. How did he become a writer in the song? How did he become a writer in the song? Okay, what part did he write in the song? Is it the part that Tuface was singing, everybody, is it that part? Because I believe, baby, I can see that you're feeling kind of blue. I know you need someone to comfort you. It didn't go around that area because I was the one writing the song.
God damn it.
It's a mad thing, bro.
So the industry gets to that level, and what they do now is to say,
you're bitter.
Let's sabotage Blackface. Yeah. He's bitter. He's bad. He's angry. Jealous of my success. Own 25 cars, nothing concern me. Marry 25 women, nothing concern me. Get 25,000 women, children, nothing concern me. Wear 2 shoes on 1 foot, nothing concern me. My guy, I get my liberty, my door is open. I got my niggas by my side. We roll, we make music. That's more important than any other thing else in the world. Because we make music for people to feel. And we can reach out to them one way or the other, as far as they can relate to our music. So we know about, I'm jealous. Oh, I'm jealous of who? Or what will I be jealous about?
Despite all these differences, once in a while, you guys still come together.
We don't.
You do. Because
they say the guilty are afraid.
I always thought that, okay, so you guys have this argument, but you guys still party.
The guilty are afraid. If I'm owing you money, I'll not be sitting down here. I'll dodge you, man.
Except you're Steve.
I'll dodge you well. If I tell you, send you out. Get close on the face.
I'm just fucking around.
You understand what I'm saying? So that's just it. So they play around that politics, and they feel they have those fan base to be able to, attack you and rather.
Yeah, because you always get a bad rep on Twitter.
Yes, I'm also get the bad rep. Yeah. And I keep, recently, sometimes you see some people come and say, Two-Face just brought another single out too. I hope you're not going to tell me that. and I come and tell him that. And I tell them that, do you think I will write that kind of song?
Blackface,
because I need to reply them for them to know that I am bitter. Because if I keep quiet, then it seems as if something is bothering me.
Yeah.
But that song ain't on my level. That song ain't on my level. It ain't on my level. If it was on my level, I would have been worried like it's going to win a Grammy and I'm not. But it's not going anywhere. It's not even crossing upcoming artists. One upcoming artist like what's it called? Freshers. What the freshers?
Freshers.
What they call new upcoming artists in hip hop hip TV award.
Freshman.
Next, you're not even winning next rated. It's not winning next rated because there are better songs than that. And we should all agree to that. Not like form because there's somebody has a name, so you cannot say when the person is not meeting up to standard or not. If I'm a player for Nigeria and I the Leke, I'm going to put me for bench, yo.
You sit down for bench.
I go sit down for bench. So, don't be say, I can't inform say I'm so person. I must play. At Nigeria's expense. No. So we need to open up our eyes.
Yeah, that's why I was shocked the first time I heard you talk about, Two-Face, because the 2-3-2-4, I remember watching you on TV. I never heard you say anything.
Yeah, you focused on the album.
You focused on your own album, and you were banging, you were hit. It was only Faze that was one that was saying, man, I was left alone. You don't understand? Like,
Blackface, did you leave Faze alone?
Did you leave Faze alone?
I'm not done with the first album, but did you leave Faze alone? Because Phil felt alone.
Yeah.
He did it in the video. That one go solo.
He has the right to do that because, he was part of the family.
Yeah.
And when we made it part of the family, we welcomed him. I welcomed him. And I know every other person that was working around us welcomed him. That's why we even had a company called 3 Steps Entertainment, because 3 steps, because 3 of us, so I wanted it to be 3 steps, 1, 2, 3.
How those visions, man?
You understand?
So there was a company.
There's a company.
Of course, there was a company, 3 Steps Entertainment, because after that, we now, the other guy started working with now the Plantashun Entertainment and started handling his Nazi and Odogu and the rest of them.
Shout out to Odogu.
Nazi, man. You understand? So it's just one of those things. Is nothing for somebody to start to think like, was not. Just be on the fact. You need to develop. You have fans to give to. Please get to the best studio for your fans. You need to do a video, make the right video and best video for your fans. Because your fans need this thing from you.
They do.
So all the music you're making and talking, who are you talking about? Your fans? Okay, as you did for there, they claim Obama. So, who are you talking to? Your fans? Your fans are claiming Obama, or you're talking to Buhari, that Buhari is claiming. I don't know who you're talking
to.
The
Holy, the new jam.
Yeah,
I like that jam.
I don't know which kind of jam be that. Production is poor.
Holy, I like that jam.
Production is poor.
I don't like Gaga Shuffle.
I don't
production is poor.
I like
production is
Holy.
poor.
Production is poor.
Very poor.
Very
poor. It has no sense. Who's he talking about? Holy what?
He's talking about the everyday Nigeria.
What's everyday Nigeria claim holy?
Maybe he's talking about his critics.
Tell me. He's talking about his critics because he's talking about his critics, people that criticize him and say he shouldn't do what he's doing. Those are the people that you say they are holy. So he used the music. Two-Face has that way of using that music that you will not really understand what he's saying. You'll be thinking he's saying something, but he's really saying another thing. Okay, let me bust your bubble now. Check the Holy video. There was a car he used there. Was it not the 200 Benz?
Mm-hmm.
Was not the 200 Benz? That was the 200 Benz that Plantashun Boiz used when they were starting.
Sure.
So what was he putting? He put thorns inside the Benz because he's trying to kill that beginning.
Yo, that's deep, man.
And that's a fact
it's some inception shit, bro.
And so nobody should think we don't know what they are doing because they're doing it like we don't know, but we know.
So it's subliminal.
So they should get their mind out of that hate. They're the ones saying we have hate, but they're the ones we hate. They should get their mind away from that hate because they're trying to portray that is dead and nobody can get anything to do with that. I wanted to create a new Plantashun Boiz.
Oh,
wow.
Really?
Yes.
What year was this?
And I'm still thinking about it, like the new Plantashun Boiz, new people, because I cannot have those people not be able to come to the studio and render music. They're not going to do it. Because why? They're jealous or scared of the shine. And so if they cannot come to the studio to do it, what do? I created a name. I cannot let the franchise to die. The franchise is bigger than Faze, it's bigger than Two-Face, it's bigger than Blackface Naija. It's bigger than anybody you can think about. Tell me, I don't care. Call their name. Whiskey, Davido. Who are they? Plantashun Boiz. One song. I don't know where you're going to make it. One song. Forget bantik bantik bang bantik bantik bang bantik bantik bang bang. Bantik bantik bang bantik bantik bang bantik bantik bang bang. Forget those levels. But get some vibes. When we're talking music, music you can take home.
Evergreen music.
It's PB. But they're always going to make you feel like Plantashun Boiz is not, you should trade away because they don't want to see Blackface, they don't want to see Faze. That's their plan. But they do it in style that you will not even understand.
The great thing about the group is that everybody had a great career.
Yeah,
And
so
I'm
why
so-
worry about our own?
Everybody
Why
had a
not
great
let us
career.
do our own?
You know
Why
what?
not let
Everybody
us
had a
do-
great career.
You know what I'm even
you understand what
happy.
I'm
You know
saying?
what I'm even happy about.
Yeah.
I'm so happy that Blackface and Faze didn't stick as a group.
Yeah,
They
he
went
went
solo as
solo.
well.
Yeah, he went solo as well.
Do you
This is how
understand?
we
He had a
gonna do
great
it.
And
career.
all debut albums were fire.
Yeah, fire.
Like you
Fire.
guys came through.
You guys came through.
And it was so good for the industry because when you guys split, it was really heartbreaking.
Yeah.
But to see everybody,
Ghetto Child.
be
This guy
successful
came out with
individually,
Yeah.
Faze
it was
alone.
great.
Yeah.
You know, when Two-Face went solo, me and Faze sat down, we talked about it. I said, are we going to do this Plantashun Boiz on our own? Or are we going to get
Go
somebody
solo as
else
well.
to join us?
Yeah.
But Faze, my friend, is somebody that he has this ideology. He's still, I don't know, he's so unadulterated. He's so untouched. He's so I don't know, I know the first time I took my first weed, I know how I felt. I felt wild. I used to let Two-Face go to the stage before me. But the first time I took my first weed, I went before him. That was in Benin City.
Yeah.
Rothman's group. I went before him. And it was like, Omo, what did you today? Omo, now you did today now. I said, don't worry now. You didn't learn work. Don't worry. You know what I'm saying? So it's one of those things. So I say like, man, if this thing can be in a way that we all can roll our minds, we will develop each other. It's nothing. I can be the Messi in your team. It doesn't mean that you hate on me and start to say, find a way to get me to break my leg in training. You will go to the game and you will lose woefully.
We need each other.
We need each other. You understand what I'm saying? So if they think that they've already won the game is just started. It's just started. So they better go back to how it started. Get back to writing meaningful lyrics and proper productions for the fans, or else I bet you, man, their name will be bygone. Clinging on to old glory is not going to help anymore because the industry is moving. Sean Paul is there. If he doesn't bring out a new music now, nobody's going to listen to him.
True.
They will listen to what they want to listen in the past. So if you want to move forward with this new crop of artists, you need to bring something new.
True.
Not all those flimsy things and I
What
think
was
you
the-
can
like, what
monopolize
was your
people.
plan? Because you're a visionary. Like you plan. What was your plan for Plantashun Boiz? Before Two-Face went solo. Like what was in your mind? What were you guys planning?
Imagine if Black Eyed Peas never went solo and never broke apart and stayed together and keep making music like they were making those hits. That was my plan for Plantashun Boiz. Like Black Eyed Peas, like everybody had their skill.
Heats upon heats
But
upon
we
heats.
were three guys who could do everything. Everybody could do everything that everybody could do. The Two-Face cannot say it's because we let him to sing. What he could do to make you understand, say, doesn't mean he's the only one that can sing it, because I could sing it and Faze could sing it.
Yeah.
But we only shared it for we to know you take care, you take care. So give respect to the other person who decided to let you take that part.
Yeah.
Because some people start to feel like they are the one that are indispensable.
I want to ask a question.
But before they came for Two-Face,
Before
before they came for Two-Face to take him out, did people try taking you to go solo? Did anybody approach you?
I
with
went to
that
Kenny's
deal?
music before Two-Face.
Yeah, this is just I wanted to hear.
I went to Kenny's
Black!
music. Ask Mr. Ogungbe. I took Marvelous Benji's CD to Kenny's music.
Oh, but Marvelous Benji CD.
Yes, I was the one that took it to Kenny's music.
Baba Keke.
Yes, and he played it and played it and played it. And he told me one thing. He said, if I remember correctly, he said, if we're talking about you now, it's a different ball game.
Oh.
But this is somebody who is talking about government and talking about everything with his Nawao.
Yeah.
And you understand all this is sounds and all this they're talking about. Nawao was Marlon Spice.
Yeah.
But with all this
government,
living in Ajegule, make you shine your eye. Where he was talking about how to revolutionize his own zone. So they didn't want him on the label because they said they get favors from those people, and he couldn't be battling them. And I said, well, there's no problem. But when they said if it was me, I was talking about it, a different ball game. I told them,
you're already a brand new.
My team
needs me right now, and there's no way I'll be leaving my team. And so that's the reason why I did not decide to
leave Plantashun
embark
Boiz.
on Kelly's music project or leave Plantashun Boiz. But after I left Kelly's music, what happened with the Marvelous Benji CD? What happened? They went behind my back and they signed Marvelous Benji.
And tuned
that sound.
You understand?
Yeah,
they went behind me to sign him. Why? Because they didn't want me to be an intermediary.
They want direct access.
Because I'm a pioneer. I'm
a visionary. Facts.
So they wanted to get me out. Maybe because of publishing money.
They switched the sound.
Because if it was about publishing, I'd be like, yo, I was Trinity Tilla's witness in his record deal with Kelly's music.
You were the witness.
Yes, and I told him that if it was me, I won't be signing this. And he said, please just sign it for me because he wanted to come out and put his music out. I knew that he wanted to come out and put himself out, and Kelly had already tried to get him to do some recordings and do all of some of those things. And so, if in any case you say you want to do it and he said, please, Black, do it for me, okay, fine, I'll do it for you. But I had some songs there that I wrote for him, and we were transferring publishing rights to the company, and I wasn't feeling good about it. And so what was I going to do? I was always going to be looked at like somebody doesn't know what he's doing, like I'm the problem.
Yeah.
Because I should always just agree.
Yeah, and you're not like that.
Thank you.
Yeah.
So that's the problem. I won't just agree unless it is right. And I won't lead somebody on the wrong path when the path doesn't lead to nowhere.
Yeah.
I want to ask about Malam Spicy and Rocksteady.
Yo.
The chemistry amongst you guys is
Tribunal.
Incredible.
Yeah.
You guys did it on Show Me the Way.
Yeah.
You did it on It Dey Pain Me. And it was beautiful music.
And ahead of the game.
Ahead of the game.
That's evergreen.
That's evergreen, yeah.
That's what I'm saying. Even on the first album, what's that chemistry like? How did you meet up with them?
Yeah, Rocksteady was on 2nd Avenue. He was in a group, Nazi.
Yeah, no, yeah.
Nazi used to sing,
Nazi and what's the other guy's name again? Nazi and Kessie. So they formed the group called 2nd Avenue. So it was Nazi, Kessie, and Rocksteady. So it was 2nd Avenue. Because we were on the 2nd Avenue in First Town.
Yes.
So Nazi formed the group, 2nd Avenue
of the name,
involved Rocksteady. Rocksteady was in a group before with some boys, but they took him out from there. And, so they formed 2nd Avenue and they were singing and all that. So when I went solo, after the Plantashun Boiz broke up, and I met Malam Spicy in Ajigule, where I was recording, and he was singing some songs for me. I said, man, you're good. You need to come out. People need to hear you. Your style is different. You sound like Pinchas and all those people mixed in between, and we need to find a way to do something about you. I said, come to my house. Okay, fine. So he said he was going to make time to come to my house. Meanwhile, Rocksteady is in First Tax, so I see Rocksteady all the time. So I said, okay, what are we going to do? All of a sudden, I meet Ras Mike.
Shout out to Ras Mike.
Yeah, shout out to Ras Mike, man. So I meet Ras Mike, and Ras Mike is in my house, and they were like, somebody's looking for me. I'm like, yeah? Okay. Yeah, what's up? What can I do for you? And he said, man, he just heard I'm here, and I just came to see Ras Mike. He just want to know how we're doing the music and blah, 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 blah. I said, okay, no problem. So how's it now? Where does he live? He told me he lives in Ajigule, blah, 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 blah. I said, okay, fine. So while I was trying to find out what to use to entertain him and get him to tell me what was really on his mind, he started singing. And as he was singing, I said, man, I heard you sing now. Was that your vocals I was hearing? He said, no, he didn't sing. I said, come on, man. How can you say you didn't sing? Me that have my ear to the ground. And I'm hearing you sing. You're telling me you didn't sing. You better get real because I don't have time to play. He said, I said, okay, yes, he sang a bit. I said, okay, fine. Can you sing it again? And I started singing it. And I asked him who has the song. He now actually told me that it was somebody that did the song before. I said, okay, thank you for telling me the truth. That's good.
He didn't write it.
I don't want to go to the lawsuit song and I'll be like defending something I don't know about. So before you know, I started talking to him about music. Then you know, Rocksteady was around, came around, we're sitting down together. I said, look, I'm coming out with my album, but it would be nice for me to come out with my album as Blackface and the Tribunals. Because they knew me already as Blackface.
Yeah.
But if I say Blackface and the Tribunal, they will be wondering
curious to
who
know
the Tribunals are.
Yeah.
And then you guys can have a path to use to ride.
Yeah, platform.
You see, so I wasn't always about me. Do you understand? Even though I could have been all about me, but I wasn't always about
Looking
me.
back, do you think it was a mistake that you made?
It wasn't a mistake, because if it was a mistake, other niggas, you'll not be hearing them.
True. Their breakout sound was on Ghetto Child.
You'll be nowhere, even
Malam
after
Spicy.
Ghetto Child.
Yeah. You did the album, the Tribunals album.
Don't forget
Tribunals
that
album.
we did an album as
Yeah.
Tribunals.
Yeah.
So, how many people have had their crew and made an album with their crew?
True that.
Very few.
Very few. Strong points.
Strong points.
If not for Mavins.
Yeah.
More hits.
More
More
hits.
hits.
More
The
hits,
band-
not
the band
Mavins.
and
More hits.
Jazzy,
When
yeah.
they did that More Hits All Stars, at least let's call it an album.
Yeah, it is.
CV.
See,
So let's see who other person. If in any case another artist came and brought some people, did they put an album out?
LD. Tribe.
Did they put the
Yeah.
Tribesmen? At
The
least the
big
Tribesmen
picture.
was a group
Yeah.
of rappers. It wasn't like
increased to that
it wasn't
tribe.
like
One
the
person.
Tribe.
I understand what you mean.
You
yeah.
understand?
Yeah.
Did they put an
Yeah.
album out of the Tribe?
Yeah, the big picture.
They put the big
Yeah.
picture. Then,
Yeah.
and that's kudos to LD and the rest of the team, because putting out
group
an
project.
album tells you that this is the legacy you guys left behind.
Hmm.
So
Yeah.
even if I
Timestamp.
don't even if I don't even hang out with the Tribunals all the time, what we are, Tribunal fans are all over the world till today. They are still craving for more Tribunals. They're craving for more Tribunals, even more than they crave for more Plantashun Boiz. They crave for Tribunal, because Rocksteady, baddest singer, man.
Truth.
Man, I'm Spicy,
Oh my
baddest
God.
DJ. Ras Mike, my teacher, make me to go to the highest key. I'm always going high today because of Ras Mike. Say, Black, key them, you can go up. No, come down. Up. Ras Mike taught me that.
Talented, man.
but
He's the baddest singer man you can find. Do you understand what I'm saying? So I've worked with these guys, and after working with Tribunals, I couldn't miss Plantashun Boiz at all.
True that. You already had a band
I
of
can't miss
brothers
Plantashun
already.
because Two-Face was not giving me what Ras Mike was giving me. Or Two-Face was not even as bad vocal as Rocksteady. Not even anywhere close to 45% close to Rocksteady. But forget the fact that he has the name from Plantashun Boiz and had the push from what's it called, from Kenny's Music and the rest of the media. But reality speaks. Check out Rocksteady's songs. Teach Me How to Fish. You didn't hear that song get popular, but it's the baddest song. Who would tell kids will sing it, teach me how to make a living. Not following you all the time. But the song will get promoted because it's Rocksteady. So the media is a major problem for us. I saw one time when we were tweeting about Wizkid needing a songwriter.
Yeah.
I saw it.
Yeah.
And I was like, man, these people should know what to do. You need a writer, you don't need a veteran like Osagie to be telling you that you need a writer. You should know you need a writer when you know that this music is not going like it should.
Yeah. Vibe is
And no
not
shame in it. Michael Jackson, people were writing for him.
Yeah,
Everybody.
easily.
If people were
Why
writing
is-
for Michael Jackson, then who are you
Why is it
now?
difficult for
Hey.
Nigerian artists? Why?
Who are you now?
Just
Why do you think
pride
it's
and
difficult?
Why do you think-
You want to give me say like when I distinguish when my satellite dish? Is that what you want to give me? You want to kill me?
In the Middle East.
You want to finish my small career, my listening ability? When I listen to you now, my ear will go the other way around. I'm wondering what am I listening to? You know, these things get crazy because it's the industry.
Yeah. Why do you think people don't need writers? Is it because
Like
is
that,
it because of publishing?
They
Is it-
feel too proud to say they have somebody who wrote for them. That's the reason why Two-Face felt so proud to say, "Let Somebody Love You" is my song. They feel too proud. The pride goes before a fall.
True.
Because nobody's gonna write again for you, man. You ain't gonna get none. You're gonna stay at that long drought, man.
But if Two-Face comes back and says, "Black, let's do this, man. I
No,
need
we're not gonna do that.
publishing everything sorted."
Everything
We're not
intact.
gonna
The
do
papers
that.
are all.
We're not gonna do
You're
that.
past that.
I want to leave Two-Face where I met him. That's where he's at right now.
Blackface.
On the real though, and no beef about it, but I don't want to go because They say one beating twice shy. You understand?
Yeah.
I trusted him before.
I almost
you know,
twice.
I left my own because I wanted we to make something that we both can be proud of. Do you understand? What we both can be proud of. If I was all about what I will be proud of, trust me, man, there will be no Two-Face in this picture. There will be no Two-Face today in this picture.
Sure.
Maybe there would have been a Faze because I would have gone to Festac and I would have met him. But there would have been no Two-Face in this picture. You know, so stuffs like that, you get to realize that, man, people need to know and know how to treat people and know how to respect. Respect is reciprocal. You can't tell your manager to take my song and say he's a writer. You tell me I should be quiet. As if you don't know me. When me and you were together, do you think I was always quiet when the people treated us wrong? I was never quiet. I was always the first to come and tell them they couldn't try that. Yeah. So you should know that I will be about that with you every minute of my life until I'm no more. So they shouldn't take me for granted.
That's real.
Facts.
You understand what I'm saying? So,
but you, after the breakup, you guys came back again to do the Plan B album.
The Plan B.
Steve is skipping it.
I'm skipping.
Plan B was just because of the fact that
they dropped some money on the table.
There was money.
Shout out to Tijo.
There was money. Yeah, Tijo, he still owes us money.
The marketing was
Tijo still owes you guys money.
Yes, he's still owing us money. And it's very
the marketing was heavy. The marketing was heavy for that. I remember some boys came to Unilag there from Tijo and they were selling it to Unilag.
And there was they did flyers too and everything. Yeah.
For us, I mean, since Steve just jumped the timeline, let's just go back. It's fine. I mean, when we heard, I think I read it on the paper. I read it somewhere, and I was freaking out.
Yeah, man.
That Plantashun Boiz are coming back.
Because everybody had done their thing, and now they're like, oh boy, it was bigger now.
Do you understand? Because you guys are doing your thing. Everybody was big in
that would have been great. That would have been great if everybody had the mindset of togetherness, of teamwork.
And I hear that's why this album
isn't. That people ain't showing up for sessions, you know. People doing their own solos, like.
Yeah, people were recording solos.
I eventually started hearing that my friend Two-Face would take Sound Sultan to the studio at my back. And it was the Plantashun Boiz project, and Sound Sultan is going to the studio with Two-Face.
Yeah.
To do what?
Maybe as a writer.
And not you guys.
What writer? On what song? On what song and what vibe? You have to vibe. Sure. Artists vibe together. The vibe. You vibe the vibe. Everybody get into the music. Then people start to think about what to write. But you didn't vibe with nobody. You just get somebody and get into the studio to go and put something inside the music because you feel like, I don't get it, man.
So how did you guys record this album, man?
I'm gonna leave this album. This album don't pass, man. This album, man, something.
So you believe me?
Well, that was a jam, Joe.
Yeah, that should have been a dancehall song, though. But they changed it to
really?
Something else. Yes. And that's why it's not a hit it today. That's why nobody plays it on the street.
I like the way you do, man.
Nobody plays it on the street.
Fierce, man.
No one, to be honest, man, to be honest, sounds I did in 2005 is still on the street, like ahead of the game. Yeah. But you never go on the street and go and start singing, if you want it, come and get it. You're never going to hear it play on the street.
I won't lie, apart from the lead single on this.
Yeah.
The album.
Why? I'm like, why?
So why?
Why did they come back?
If you are feeling that why, imagine how someone like
you that in process.
Because I'd be like, man, these guys are messing with my brain.
This is not the standard of what we are.
This is not it.
Did you guys ever meet each other in the studio, though, to do this album?
We're in the studio recording now.
Yeah.
We're in the studio recording, you know, and I see this album, and I see they make me laugh. They make me laugh. Because I remember the time we did for the studio, where we could say, okay, deep inside you have an ocean of passion. I knew I started your reaction. Held you close and I felt your body vibration. From the start, it was physical attraction.
You are my ocean.
You know, that's the whole way thinking of this. It was supposed to be like, you know, get producers to be like, tum, 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 tum. But we never went anywhere like that because we didn't vibe.
You didn't vibe. There was no vibe.
There was no vibe.
There was no vibe.
That's what I'm telling you now because it's just like
Carry that for Blackface, bro.
I don't like the album. I don't tell you lie. And the instrumentals are the love.
Yeah.
The instrumentals for J Love. I like them, but even there's a song here called what's it called? Where I'd Rather Be. You know, that stuff should have been in my own personal album, but I put it for Plantashun Boiz to sing it. You know, and I still have to record it again because, like, here is not making an impact because this is not making any impact.
Yeah.
So when people start to find out that I'm going into some other songs that I would have given to Plantashun Boiz because they're not promoting it, there's no video for it, and I want to go to the studio to re-record it, nobody should think I'm going to re-record it because
of some spite or whatever.
Some beef. It's just because the people need to get the maximum satisfaction of the music as it was written and how it should be recorded.
You recorded your own version of African Queen after the whole controversy.
I put it in Jungle Fever.
It's in Jungle
African
Fever album.
Queen. Yes. Why I recorded it?
Yeah.
They won't take the song so that I get time now.
That was the first time we heard Blackface Naija.
They wanted to take the song like it was theirs. You know, like.
But this time it was Kenny's music, right?
You know, he released the song on Kenny's music.
Yeah.
So you still wrote this one during the Plantashun Boiz?
Which one?
The African Queen.
Of course, African Queen was doing Plantashun Boiz.
Oh, God damn.
African Queen was actually a, what's it called? A project. Like you want to write an opera, a soundtrack for an opera.
Wow. A score.
Yes, like let's say, tell me which movie, what drama do they have on TV now that people watch?
Super Story.
Super Story. Super Story.
That was African Queen.
That's how African Queen was.
Wow.
So we're supposed to write a theme song for the project.
Wow.
And the song got big to become a big song.
Wow.
And the manager that was our manager then that told us to write
Who was managing you guys then?
It was Willie Walkman.
Shout out to Willie Walkman.
Willie Walkman Okori. So he came to our house and was like, you guys are not serious. You guys are not serious. You guys are not even doing anything. Your mates are always going over writing music. I'm like, chairman, what's the happen now? He said, I stopped managing you guys from today. I won't manage you guys again. My hand is off. He never asked us of projects, what we do, whether we don't do them.
Yeah.
Are we working? How are you guys? Are you guys spending?
What kind of manager was that?
It was crazy. I was like, God of mercy. He just kept, not working with you guys again. Bam, it terminated contract. Verbal contract. You enter to drive.
Verbal contract.
You know, say you don't finish now. Manager will never call us again. So that means we are on our own. But they're already giving us a project to do, African Queen, that we should write a song on it. But we have been writing. He didn't even ask us if
how far guys.
Maybe we could not go give us something. We say, oh my God damn it, you guys, you don't need to stay in this first act. Mosquito is biting you. Let's go and stay in the Colomeridian today. This song is too bad. You know, he would have asked us something.
Yeah.
You know, but he didn't ask us, then he just left. And so because I wrote that song with my friend Two-Face in mind at that time, and he was recording his album, I was like, I've listened to this your album. This your album. Doesn't really make sense. I'm being honest with you.
Okay, yeah, personally.
This album doesn't really make sense. We were staying in the same house, 3-bedroom. He had his room, I had my
Even
room.
when he was doing his solo album?
Yes, when he was doing his solo album. So, I was like, man.
Even when he went to, after he was signed to Kenny's music?
Yes.
That would have been very awkward.
Oh, you think they were going to sign and give you a house and give you a car? That's dreaming. So, let me tell you now. So, he now came and said, was recording the album. I said, you know what? Put that song African Queen inside the album. It will give it a niche for itself. It will give it something different. Because I was writing the song with him in my mind and his vocals. So let him just sing it. There's no need for me. But then I remember that, okay, transfer of publishing. I have to sing it again. And this is the fastest. I did spend up to like 45 minutes on recording this. Just do one reggae. Henry Hope did the beat. For
the African Queen?
Yes.
Yeah.
So
that's why on his own record.
On his own.
That's why it sounds like
it's reggae. But
it's raw.
And did anybody like reach you from Kenny's music say, hey, why are you doing this?
Why are they going to reach me when they know it's my song? Even Kenny's music knows it's my song already. He knows. That's why when they did that, You Are My African Prince, I told them to take it off. I don't want it.
I hated that record.
Yes.
I hated that.
Yeah.
I told them to take it off. It's my song. Don't sing my song, You're My African Prince. I didn't write it, You're My African Prince. I wrote it, You're My African Queen.
Take it off.
Don't change it. Take it off.
Wow.
I'm a boss too myself. Don't you understand? I'm a boss, so sometimes some boss will have to listen to me because I'm a boss in my own right. So I told them I don't want it, so they took it off.
Fantastic.
So it tells you that I have the right to the song.
Yeah.
But I wasn't given the credit, so I just decided to do a reggae version for people who really love reggae music, and wrote a third verse to it, you know. Because Two-Face wrote the third verse to the one I wrote.
Yeah.
So that's what he wrote. So me, I wrote another different one to be different from that one.
So you own your own shit.
Saying? So you understand what I'm saying?
Black, I want you to listen to a song.
That's my jam. Any day, 10 years from now, play that jam. I don't know which one wants to try.
I'm speaking more around like an area jack. I just want to play your verse.
And they tell them every time now. Tell them.
And I'm more serious than a heart attack. You took my style and I'm taking it back. And now you're feeling me, telling me, Kelly, list this track. The game, I mean, be the marshal. I mean, not partial.
Lyrical style I got. All the like the spot, making the party sit so hot.
I Big Brown, I love the stage, y'all.
Like Shoki, you can say that.
I'ma get a soldier.
I spit my rhymes for me and for all those who don't like me, make them fall. And they mad.
Success was hard.
It took me 5 years to understand that when you said I'm more serious than a heart attack. Now you're feeling me, telling me, Kelly, list this track. It took me 5 years to understand that it was Kelly Handsome that produced this song, and that's
Kelly
who we were
Handsome.
talking about.
Kelly Handsome.
It took me 5 years to understand. I didn't know.
Kelly Handsome did this ahead of the game. Did the sound, produced the sound in my kitchen in Festac Town. I saw Kelly Handsome in Ikeja, White House. He just came from the east.
Tony Street.
Yes. He said, oh, well, I don't get where to go. Yeah, what are you doing? I just entered Lagos today. What do you do? I produce. Yeah, where you gonna go? No. Get in the car. And that's it.
God damn it.
Another artist that ended up signing with Kenny's music.
Yes.
Blackface.
I've been working for Kenny's music like
That's a lot, I'm not mentioning now.
You understand what I'm saying? So these people should know that I've been creating things for them.
You've just been creating.
They should know that. They shouldn't disrespect me.
Yeah.
They should give me some props and give me some recognition. I say, man, shout out to you, man. We need you to make out some more new product for us. But once they see me as an antagonist, they see me as the bad person, and the industry is going down. And they are looking at the person that made the industry to, first of all, have a big flight. You're looking at him as him is the problem, and you want to antagonize him. They don't give me no shows. I don't get no shows. But they're surprised how come I'm chilling and I'm good. And they can never be on the level I am at. They can be in their own egufe table. I am chilling in my own rice and beans and fish table. We are all different in our own right. Yeah. You understand what I'm saying? Yeah. So at the time they do the trial because the industry, it wants to the other. Everything falls back to the other. You know, one hand washes the other. You understand? If someone like Femi can do a song with Rocksteady, and thank the Lord for the day today. Will it make sense? You say you know, something like that. Femi will come and work with Rocksteady. And if you work with Rocksteady, it tells you that you have to thank God for today. And two of them can rub their mind and bring out songs. It tells you that if you were trying to make Femi look like he's such a bad person, he's not a good person, he might be feeling so low and so bad. When Rocksteady says, let's make a record, be like, Rocksteady, I'm not so feeling so good. And there won't be that record. So we have to be careful what we push out. Pride is nothing. You don't need so much pride. Just be yourself. Me, I be myself. I no claim say I be the very best. but I know say I don't do some considerable things. Maybe say, even if I know to try, but I try to a level where we see somebody say, you try, oh. How about you try, I beg, forget. You try. I will say, yes, thank you very much. But when they want to push you out of that recognition, it's because they can have that mafia clique on the radio, mafia clique on the television stations, mafia clique on the print media, mafia clique on the internet, social media, Twitter, Instagram, Facebook, people to say rubbish about you.
Where were you when Rugged Man went against Kenny's music?
Kenny's music. Did you go against Kenny's music or you went against?
Idris, then he did the whole Big Bros. He did Big Bros.
There's one thing about it. Start something, finish it. When Rugged Man started all those things, he just did one track and maybe he didn't finish to do 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. So he wasn't on. Because he didn't slap it to us for us to really feel it. So he just did one and felt he had already done it and he just stopped.
He did Piece of War.
No, was all about why you did the rap like.
He did Piece of War, then he did Big Bros.
That's all. What again? One album.
He dropped the album.
And people were still copy, and he didn't say anything about it again. But he created a name for himself like somebody who come and antagonize anybody that was copying. But there's so much copying going on right now, and he's not talking anything about it. He's really not representing what he really said he was representing.
He can't do it for all these years now.
You don't start where you don't finish. You did think about it before you started. If you were saying, why you do the rap like Pimu? Why you do the copy? You've taken a stand. So you take your stand. Don't try and say, I'm taking a stand now. I want to change my stand now. Now my stand now is those copy people, they're my friends. Me and them will be going to party. Come on, man. The industry is watching. Everybody's looking at you now.
Tough art, man.
Everybody's looking at you. Everybody's watching.
You're tough. You're very tough.
That's tough.
I don't understand how tough I want to be when I tell that fact. That's how it's tough.
I mean, it's tough love.
That's the way it should be. That's the way it should. So he misled us, and we don't even know which Rugged Man to follow. Whether the Rugged Man that ended up being copy, or the Rugged Man that ended up telling people not to copy. You tell people not to copy, but in the long run, you ended up starting to copy. You see somebody else, you want to do the same thing.
Yeah.
Create something original.
Thanks.
You understand what I'm saying? So I really don't get it, but it's all good.
Did you witness, or where were you, or what time in your career did you witness the musical landscape shift from Festac Town to Surulere, with the OJB now leading the whole thing, with point beats, the Jazzman Olofins coming out, the other guys coming out, Rugged Man of course came out as well, Sixo and Kesho.
Yeah, that was just to tell you that there's really no monopoly in this game. Because you never know where the next best producer is going to spring out from, and you don't even know where the next best artist or the next new artist is going to spring out from. You don't know. We're all in Festac, where we're just trying to create our own music and push our own music, and people were checking Festac Town. All of a sudden, those people in Surulere, close to Festac Town, they must get motivated and they must create their own.
True.
And so you can't hold them down to that. So there's no worries about who is here now, who is on top now, who's trying now. There's really no stress about that. Because Surulere had always been Surulere. Even before we came, there have been people that have come from Surulere and have done sounds. Because look at Surulere, look at Ajigule. It's just the other side of the road. And so the inspiration have always been flowing. You understand what I'm saying? So Surulere is a niche of its own, and everybody know that. You understand what I'm saying? From all the people that have come out from there, and that's not disrespecting people that have come out from
other
Maryland
places,
or Iketu or Keja. Everywhere people are always coming out. You understand what I'm saying?
Yeah. Out of your 6 albums, which do you consider your best album?
Best album. I tell you, I don't have a best yet. Because I think my best is yet to come.
It's Blackface.
For real though. For real.
Black. I mean, it's fine. Out of these you released, which is your baby?
If I want to choose anything,
Pick
I would
one.
choose. I'll choose Me Music and I.
Why?
I'll choose Me Music and I because I have songs like...
At that time, that was the first album with the Blackface Naija now.
Yeah, that was the first album with Blackface Naija.
That was the first album with Blackface Naija.
I had songs there like Probe Them, you know. I had songs there like Singing the Blues.
Yeah.
I got songs like I have some. I want to re-record this music. Where I can record them in a big studio and with good A&R, and my vocals are tougher now and straighter now. So I'm gonna do all of that.
It's a very underrated album. People didn't really listen to it.
You know, so because I didn't put it online per se and all those kind of things. You know, so I had some sounds there. Probe Them. You know, If You Leave Me is there. One of my biggest songs of all time. If You Leave Me, and the songs there, like there's Body Chemistry. There's Masarara. You know, there's Masarara. There's Erima. Erima is also there.
Yes. Now let's talk about Erima.
Yes.
So P Square, this is peak P Square, right? 2008. They dropped Do Me.
Yes.
Which is the first single from the album.
Yeah.
And you know P Square, they dropped the single that day, they dropped the album, they dropped the video. It's coming out that whole day. It's hitting Alaba everywhere.
Yeah.
You know. And we watched the video that night. I can never forget. I heard the beat. I heard the song. It's crazy. Then, a few...
It's a very weird situation.
I think like weeks, I'm reading somewhere online. Or you know how it was? You either heard it on radio or you were reading it somewhere online. That there was a controversy and that Blackface owned the beat. But P Square used the beat. And, you know, Blackface lashed out to say, hey, what are you guys doing? But the song was already out, and he said he was going to voice his song.
That was when I knew that Blackface.
And you dropped the Rema. And this is, for me, the first time where someone takes your song or your beat, right?
Like, you know what,
and then drops it, and you say, okay, you took it, it's fine. All right, I'll go and do mine. And you do yours,
and he banged. But let me clear that.
What happened? J Martins produced that song, right?
It was not my beat. Was it J Martins that produced that beat?
It's not J Martins.
I don't think so.
You don't think it's J Martins?
I don't think so.
J Martins did that album though.
I think for that producer is. Now, let me tell you what really happened with Do Me. Do Me, P Square did Do Me.
Yeah.
And when I heard the song, I couldn't help but notice, I like the way you do me. Because there's a part in Plantashun Boiz Plan B, which is, you get to see they do, I like the way you do me, because you always got me going wild. So that point in time of, you get to, I like the way you do me. So there was no different from, I like the way you do me.
Oh, so it wasn't even the beat, it was the song.
You get to see they do me.
You picked at that point.
There was no difference. I did find it funny.
So it wasn't even the beat.
Oh,
it was the song.
It was not the beat.
That line.
It was the line.
It was the line. Wow.
Oh.
But I get it when they say you made it a hot line.
I made it a hot song.
I get it. Yes. But
at that point,
I like the way you do me, cause you always got me on my mind. Baby, believe me when I say that you ain't matter for my life. You see? So, I like the way you do me, not turn to, you get to see the do me.
Shout out to Peter and Paul.
You get to see the do me, go. I couldn't sleep.
The composer already knew what I'd done there.
Me, you know, say you ain't born picking, they beat your picking, and you they feel like bad. You understand what I'm saying? So, you will get the picking, and you they feel like. Those people when they follow you, born the picking.
They know just like when Solomon said he was going to divide that baby. You know, the woman
said they should divide it. Thank you. So me,
the mom was crying.
Yeah. I was like, man, God damn it. This guy spit me to this. And then I talked to Tijo, and Tijo was like, sorry, I'm the one that caused it. I took them to the studio to listen to songs.
Fuck!
I was like, wow. Jesus
Shout out to Peter and Paul once again.
No, shout out. Peter.
For real though?
Peter and Paul.
You took them to the studio to listen to
because we were all on the same record label because it was Tijo.
Tijo was marketing everything.
Yeah, so in the long
Tijo
run,
Records.
I won't blame him though because Plantashun were slacking. and didn't want to go to the studio because they were feeling like, yo, some things are going on. We need to get our money. We need to do this. We need to do that. We need to do that. I'm like, niggas, come on, let's go to the studio and finish this freaking shit. And they'll be like, no. So teach your businessman. Guys, come on, beg. Get one song.
Peter and Paul.
P-Square. Bah, they killed it. Bah, they don't go shoot video. God, and they watch video like this.
As they dance.
God. That was song with this video was the baddest video.
No, that year.
In Africa. Shout out to those guys for those videos. Man, you need to say.
They shot it on that video.
They killed that video.
See, the beginning, the first shot.
I started remembering when I went to First Stack. To go and talk to Two-Face and Faze. I said, guys, they say they are releasing this album very soon. We need to go to the studio and finish it, or we go to the studio and tell them to delete the voice, then we'll voice it back.
Again.
Then when they delete the voice, we get away. You understand what I'm saying? When they delete the voice, I want to voice my voice now. When they delete it, I tell them I'm feeling sick. That's the only way out. Okay, delete this song. Okay.
So they don't even yell at all. So it's not like...
how is Jesus? This is the game. It's the game. You gotta know how to play.
You took this shit personal.
You gotta know how to play. So, if we are in the studio, now, okay, I'm not feeling. Get us to do me anymore. What's the other song? Let me see. I'm not feeling.
Say you believe me.
I'm not feeling. Say you believe me again. Please, you get us to do me. I don't delete my voice. Wait. Leave it. Go to Ocean of Passion. Okay.
Yeah, saved it.
That one is deleted. My voice is not there.
Yeah.
When you go to Ocean of Passion. Let me say you from the outside, they do like you said to me. Every day, oh, you really want to do. Delete it, fella. Let me take it back. Have you deleted it? Okay, fine. I'm not feeling this one. I go to the next song. That's the best way if you don't want to put out a record.
You want to delete everything?
Yes, delete the vocals because we don't want the record to come out. Because from all indications, you don't want to go to the studio.
Yeah.
It wasn't working out. You were not going to the studio. You were not committed on the vibe.
No vibe. You guys are not vibing.
So what was the problem? It's just to don't let it come out. And demand for them to pay your money first before you decide to go back to the studio. Maybe the money will give you the motivation. If that's what motivates you. But they didn't want to do that. And so that's the reason why this album came out. I was the angriest when it came out, but it's okay. Some people still enjoyed some part. Even they expected 100, they got like 25 or 35. It was okay at least.
It was the moment anyway.
It was a moment.
It was a moment.
You understand? So that's it for me. So me,
so how did P-Square react to what you know when?
And you're never going to leave that beat alone.
You know, the beat I just asked the chairman that I wanted to use the beat.
Oh, you asked, okay.
That's all I did.
Yeah.
I didn't tell him that the sound was sounding similar to something.
He just said, I want to use the beat.
Chairman, if you use this beat. He said, yeah, if you use the beat now. You use the beat now.
How did you even come out with that song?
Just to play the beat.
This thing still banged, even with the P-Square. Oh, God.
That's why people felt like it was my beat, because I killed the beat. So they felt like I was the owner of it. But I'm a writer now, so I can sketch.
Yeah.
And I've not done my original beat for this song. But I can't touch it because this song with this beat is perfect.
It's mad.
I'm telling you, man.
Yes.
And you rapped on it.
I sang and I rapped.
The storyline behind Blackface's record.
This is wild.
Oh, God.
You know, this is a P-Square Gadwan.
What language are you speaking in?
Okay, the camera, what did I do this girl? She did my hair like it's Igbo. It's Igbo.
This one was in mad.
People felt like it was my beat because the song balanced more.
Yeah.
You know, so that's how it goes. But I wanted Nigerians to understand that it's time that they should embrace where people can use a beat and another person can also use different type of melody in it and different melodies. So you shouldn't be something. I know some things come to us a little late.
Yeah.
But we should try to understand that this thing happened in the music world.
Can we quickly go back to Two-Face's first album, or DI?
Yeah.
Yeah, the song, Odia.
Was that his only feature on that record, on the album?
Yeah, no, he featured the natives too.
Were you on Thank You Lord? No, he wasn't on Thank You.
But you were on Odia.
Odia was a jam too.
Odia was a song that he wanted me to feature on. They didn't have the datas and they didn't have anything. It was the instrumental he sent to me that we used to voice.
Yeah.
Because he had the instrumental.
You had that Wicked 16.
The instrumental. I wrote that in the studio there. I wrote that in the studio that night. Like, I had the beat and he was recording his album.
One of the most complex beats
I just, okay, let me just... They wanted to record it and there's no beat. I said, but I have the one you sent to me on the phone if you're going to use that. And so I brought out the beat. And that was the beat we used.
I actually thought Two-Face and Blackface needed an Idoma album.
No.
Or like we put it like as at that time.
That's not gonna happen.
I know. I was just thinking.
That's not gonna happen. I did that because I wasn't.
You know, you see why we.
I wasn't hating.
Exactly. You see why we thought at that time because you were even featured on the album.
Yeah.
You know.
Yeah.
So we thought
I even featured on the song Ghetto Life.
Which one again?
Ghetto Life featuring Rocksteady and myself.
Oh, okay.
Yes, because he told me that he wanted me to do a rap in the studio, and I was in the studio, Jiggy Jag studio.
Yeah.
They wanted me to do a rap on the song. I said, okay, let me hear it. I paused my session, I heard it, I wrote a rap, I put my vocals to it. I don't have a problem. So why they gonna always say I'm the one that have a problem?
Yeah, talking about Rocksteady, he later left you for Two-Face too.
Because Two-Face stole him away from me.
Oh, God damn it.
Plot stickings.
He stole him. Because he stole him because he was concerned about the tribunals. He was worried about tribunals going places. So he wanted to take away our number 9 striker so that he can feel like we were not going to win our next match.
Signed to Hypertech.
Yes, and what they signed it to Hypertech? It's nothing because there's no signing. There was nothing. He
Only one album.
He didn't even do anything for the guy. But why did Two-Face come and tell me he wanted to sign Rocksteady?
He didn't tell you.
He didn't tell me. You should tell me. So you should know that there are some fishy things underneath the background. But let's leave that.
And nobody knows that and you are the hater.
Let's leave that. Let them say I'm the hater. Yeah. I'm the one hating on things to be right. But it's all good.
It's all good.
You understand what I'm saying? I don't have a problem with that.
Can we talk about the name of your albums, all 6 albums? Just, you know, the story behind it.
I have a recent album right now. You know, and it's on iTunes. It's so bad that I just only have it on iTunes. And my fans cannot get to reach it, you know, easily because iTunes is not on everybody's phone. Yeah. You know, and you know, it's called Defender, you know, and I put that out in June last year. Yeah. June, July last year. You know, within that period. I had like 20 songs in it. You know, and I wanted to make it a double album because after like 5-6 years, I didn't put any album out. Yeah. I didn't put any album out because I wasn't in a position to put an album out. I didn't have the wherewithal to be able to go to a big studio. I didn't have the wherewithal to be able to put myself in a comfortable state that I can be able to put my mind in focus and write music for the fans. You know, so all those things happened between those times, and all those times I was just writing music and keeping them. Then when I could go to the studio, I wanted to release a double album. But I couldn't release a double album because the distributors would not want me to do a double. Yeah. So I said, okay, let's do one. And I do one and I put it out, you know, and...
Why did you name it the Defender?
Defender, because it was the first time I'm going to have a record that has a song. Like this is Jungle Fever. I don't have any song called Jungle Fever here.
No. So there was no title track.
This is Me Music and I. Yeah. There's nothing like that here. This is Evergreen. Nothing like that. This is Dancehall Business. Nothing like that.
Ghetto Child.
Nothing like that. So I said Defender. I had a song. I'll be your defender, love you forever. This feeling is forever and a day. I leave you never. Your love is a treasure, and you alone that make me feel this way. How can I go for another day? How can I be, baby? No way. I'll be your defender, love you forever. This feeling is forever and a day. Some reggae kind of feeling song. So I said, okay, this is gonna be the first time I will have a song that is
the title song in my album.
So Defender is good. So let me call it Defender Volume 1 and Defender Volume 2. So Defender Volume 1 is already out.
Yeah.
So Defender Volume 2 now, I want to call it Rising Sun, Defender Volume 2. And in that Defender Volume 2, I have another song called Rising Sun.
I get it. It will also be the title.
It's also be the title track of the album, but Defender Volume 2, Rising Sun.
You have so much music to make.
I'm still writing. I have some new ones that we're thinking of how we're going to release. My nigga Emperor Mars that is taking so much time. Drop his verse and all that. You always be lazy, you know.
Emperor Mars, what's
I know
going
that
on,
he's gearing up to finish up everything, and in no time the song will be out. Some new singles, man.
That's incredible.
I'm telling you, we work. We have a studio in the house, so we work every time.
Yeah.
That's good.
That's good.
I'm telling you, man. That's what we do every time.
Who are the artists you're feeling right now? Nigerian artists. Like, you're saying, okay, good thumbs up, good job, man.
Good vibes.
People do. It's Nigerian boys and they don't verse too much. The verse, that Malik Berry boy, I don't know what they worry about.
God damn it.
The boy will come up with some kind bad vibes, bad rhythms. Very easy. And shout out to YC too. Doing some slick songs.
Yeah.
Files the bad guy, give me something light. I'm feeling that, because of the lyrics and the humor in it.
Yeah.
That's what music is really supposed to give to you. I feel that, and I feel some other guys as well. Some other guys, and Nigeria, would they grow, and this grow will they grow. So I tell you, man, by next year you will find out that the artists who will get now, they will really double up past as we did this particular year.
Yeah.
And for people, they put some nice songs to make some people learn from and learn sounds and learn rudiments of vibing. Shout outs to them, man, because they will really improve all these young cats who are for streets, improve their mindset from thinking out the box, thinking of doing things that are contrary to what the country people would like. You understand? So music is everything, man. Shout out to all those guys, man. They try well.
They do. What do you think is your biggest mistake or greatest regret?
I don't regret none, because everything was supposed to be as it is. If it didn't happen, nobody will really know how the industry really works. You can be caught up with it, and you can be a young artist today now. You can be watching me or listening to me when I'm telling you about people I've worked with and how they've tried to make me feel like I'm not so relevant and make them feel like they're on top of the world. I know you're going to know that. Don't worry about it, because people will get to recognize your hard works. You understand what I'm saying? So things like that is spontaneous. So the industry will just be growing, and let people that are coming to add values come and add values. Those that can't add values, please. 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 This is like the political setting now. If you cannot do something for the people, please resign. Please.
Do you think Nigerian artists aren't being political enough, or aren't charging the leaders to do better? Ghetto Child album was basically, a message.
Calling us. I think it all has to do with education and the drive of the artist. Some artists come into the game for a drive. My drive might be different from yours. Maybe you are in this game because you want to make money. I'm not in this game to make money. I'm in this game to make people have a smile on their face. You understand what I'm saying? It's not money first for me. It's all about people realizing that, wow, this guy could put so words together. Once they're happy, I'm happy. It doesn't, it's not money, it's not money. Because if it's money now, I'll just be doing anything, bang, 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 bang. I'll put anything.
Where do you get
inside.
these sounds from?
It's just normal. It's just they happen. That one, we don't talk about that one. You understand what I'm saying? So, I want to put down. I know if you explain and pass that one again.
It's great. Blackface, man.
I tell you, man.
It's been great having you here.
Dope.
My pleasure, man.
It's always just good to, have people like you here just to reinforce the fact that you're a legend. And for people to know these things, and for people to understand the backstories, and understand your personality.
I try to improve myself.
I like the humility.
I try to improve myself even more. You understand what I'm saying? I try to improve myself. I never even start. I just start. Wait till I hear my next single. I'm going to say, I really get a long way to go.
I'm looking forward to the next album, Rising Sun, The Defender,
Sun.
Volume 2.
Volume 2, Rising Sun, Defender.
Looking forward to it. Bless,
I'm telling you, man.
Bless.
Much love, man. Osags.
Bless.
Good to have me here, man, and good to see you here, man. And this on our studio, man. When I keep on the go, when I bring more people, man, they talk more things and speak more reality to the people. You understand?
Definitely.
You understand? You guys keep it up. And sponsors, man, this is the program. You guys should come and sponsor this program. Yeah. When you sponsor a program like this, you elevate the minds of the people. And if your product is elevating the minds of the people, is your product people are going to patronize.
That's it.
So I don't know what you guys are waiting for, patronizing some other product, some other TV shows that are really adding values to people's life.
Thank you very much. Blackface, thank you very much. Thank you very much. When we're done here, Steve, I, and Ayo are going to sign with Kenny's music.
I ain't writing no songs for none of y'all. I ain't writing no songs for none of y'all.
On that note, thank you for listening to Loose Talk Podcast. We are, guys.
Yes.
This episode was produced by Princess Abumere with sound engineering from Ayola Salako. Stream more episodes and subscribe to Loose Talk on iTunes and SoundCloud.